Hurricanes regular season begins October 9th on your official audio home of Hurricanes hockey. 99.9 The Fan.
This party's getting crazy.
Are those mini horses?
And there's a build-your-own fireworks bar?
Ah! Heads up!
Whoa, and they've got the new ultimate blowout scratch-offs.
Okay, now it's a party.
With $250, $500, and $5,000 prizes, the ultimate blowout scratch-offs from the North Carolina Education Lottery are exploding with wins. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning are 1 in 8.26. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
To some, a baby's babbling doesn't mean much, but it does. Especially if there's no babbling at all. Little to no babbling by 12 months or later is just one of the possible signs of autism in children. Learn more at autismspeaks.org. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Struggling with high interest debt? You can pay it all off in days with Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan. Hey, it's Dennis Cox. Get cash out now without touching your low-rate first mortgage. No appraisals, no waiting, no BS. The Rapid Equity Loan program at Loan Pronto is amazing. One Loan Pronto client just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours. They paid off debt, renovated the kitchen, and cut their monthly expenses by $1,800. That's a huge turnaround. Loan Pronto, instant approvals, low rates, no hard credit pull up front. Listen, your home equity is yours. Use it. Get cash to consolidate your debt down to one easy low monthly payment. Call Loan Pronto now for a free instant appraisal for your home and see how much cash you can get today. Loan Pronto is A+ rated by the BBB and have nearly 2,500 five-star Google reviews. Their service is off the charts. Call now to start the conversation. 919-381-1760, loanpronto.com. 919-381-1760. Get debt relief now. loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender. NMLS 166171 on approved credit. NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Football season is back, and let's be honest, your living room doesn't have award-winning wings, a massive beer selection, and over 50 TVs. Carolina Ale House does. We've got homemade favorites and so many screens you can watch every game at once. Bring your crew, bring your appetite, and get loud with us. Don't fumble your game day plans. Come watch the game at Carolina Ale House, where great sports deserves great food. Hell yeah!
I'm attorney Brian Ritchie. Getting hurt in a car wreck comes with all kinds of stress and frustration. But when you call me, I'll be on top of all of it. So all you need to worry about is getting better. If you've been injured in a car wreck, I'm on top of it. Contact us at ritchielaw.com.
Broadcasting live from the Lenovo Studios. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Triangle Sports Leader.
I'm WRAL meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner looking at temperatures in the upper 70s for this afternoon. Mostly cloudy skies, scattered showers and thunderstorms, mostly ending by the evening commute. Clearing and cooler overnight tonight, a low of 53, and tomorrow's high only 69 degrees, but we'll see lots of sunshine and breezy conditions.
Weather update brought to you by Newcomb & Company, where your comfort is their business. Visit newcomb&company.com. 3 o'clock check of your money. Dow Jones up 14 points to 46,617.
Beautiful. Tape to Lecken. Leaves for McKinnon with speed. McKinnon coming up on the Kings. Marty, the one-man party makes it 1-0 Colorado.
Second start in an opening game in his career.
Here comes Natchez. Fire! Score! The second of the night. It's a power play goal.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly on 99.9 The Fan.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly here on 99.9 The Fan. As promised, we are still out here in Charlotte.
We here.
That's Dennis you just heard. He's here with me, Max Gorn, back at the studio, keeping us up and running. And it is time for the Big Three at 3.
Number 1.
ACC Tip-Off continues today. You'll be hearing throughout the show from Duke coaches and players, NC State coaches and players, Wake Forest players, Louisville players. There is a definite vibe to day 2, or day 3 really, of ACC Tip-Off. Day 2 for us here. And it's centered is what I would say.
Yeah.
There are certain teams that when they walk in create more buzz than others. There are certain teams whose handlers, and when I say certain teams, they're the ones you're thinking of. They're Duke, State, Louisville.
Carolina yesterday.
I was speaking more of today, but don't want to leave the Tar Heels out. Where their communication staff has to rush them from place to place because they're being pushed and pulled in every direction, and everybody wants to talk to them. And maybe I won't be as generous naming names for teams because it's just kind of insulting. Then there are teams where you'll see players hanging out over our shoulder, just kind of killing time for a little bit because the attention is tunnel visioned on a few players, or on a few coaches, or on a few teams, programs, whatever it is. And one might say that has been one of the talks of ACC tip-off in how do you not have that be the identity of the ACC, where, okay, there's 3 teams or 4 teams or 5 teams any given year, but they don't have the depth that they used to have when 8, 9 teams would be making the NCAA tournament and more would be on the bubble. And that seems to be a huge point of contention, or not contention, a huge point of emphasis for the ACC this year. How do they get men's basketball after a down year back to tremendously deep rather than 1 or 2 or 3 teams that are really good and then a steep fall off?
How do we get 8 teams back in the tournament?
8
That's
teams.
what I want. I want 8 teams in the tournament with another 2 being like on the bubble as like one of the last 4 out or next 4 out. That's what I want for this league.
And that, by the way, like going back to the conversation with Jim Phillips, who gave his opening statement, or as we talk with players and media around, that is very much a question that doesn't have an obvious answer.
Yeah.
That they are very interested in finding the answers to. So it's almost like there's like I said, there's like 2 media days going on. There's kind of the programs that are doing everything they can to pull their end of the bargain, and there are the teams that haven't been winning enough in the non-conference schedule and haven't been winning enough and aren't working their way onto the bubble. And those are the teams that have to pick it up to get back to that 8, 9, 10 teams or whatever it is, 11 at least on the bubble teams that we've seen in the past. But like we said, you'll hear from Jon Scheyer. You'll hear from Will Wade today. You'll hear from players in all kinds of different situations in their career, transfers, incoming, returning players. It's going to be a really fun show from the ACC tip-off here in Charlotte. It's probably less fun back in Chapel Hill for certain football staffers. Let's go ahead and hit number 2.
Number 2.
The UNC football story is one of many chapters. And I'm talking about just under the Belichick era that started a handful of months ago. But yesterday we talked with Pat Welter, who wrote an article for WRAL.com. I encourage you to check it out. There are quotes and details revealed in that article that he published and have shaken UNC. If there is a conversation other than basketball that's going on here at ACC Tip-Off, it is very much Bill Belichick.
Oh, yeah.
And it's grown to where the vultures are circling.
Mm-hmm.
In the last 24, 48 hours, whatever it's been, we've learned of culture worries within the program. We've learned of culture worries within parents of kids in the program. We've learned of, I would say, small but still necessary violations of NCAA rules, recruiting violations, player violations, extra benefit violations. There is a coach that has been suspended.
That's right. Their cornerback coach, Armand Hawkins,
has been suspended based on information that was in that article. That's what the reports are saying. 247 had it first on the suspension and says, let me make sure. There you go. Here it is. Based on the extra benefits related to Pat Welter's WRAL report, sideline passes for families that are not allowed to be given out. Pat Welter today. I'm just updating you at this point. There will be an opinion here, I promise. Pat Welter tweeted out today that some of his sources are clamming up, my words, not his, as Belichick and Lombardi look to find the leak for certain things that have been revealed to the public, both in Pat Welter's article and many others that are now flowing after the faucet opened up. There's a 247 report that there may have even been a meeting this morning preliminarily to discuss their options regarding Belichick. including looking into how and what they would need to minimize or eliminate the buyout if they wanted to fire Bill Belichick. That's according to 247 Sports. Here's the thing that stands out to me. Has anybody heard any defense of Belichick? Has anybody, former player, media member, somebody stepped up and said no? Or is everybody looking around and either they have knowledge and they're going, that kind of looks like that might be what's happening, or they just don't have a reason to defend him. And I thought this was a lesson that he may have learned in New England, which, like, make no mistake about it, Bill Belichick can treat the media. He can treat people however he wants to treat them, right? That is within everybody's right. I don't get to govern what everybody does. But if you're winning, it's fine. If you're winning at a high rate and you're treating everybody a little gruff, or maybe you're not being endearing, or you're not doing what many other people in your position would do, it's like, yeah, you know what? But he's winning and everybody puts up with it. And when you stop winning, suddenly you need some of those people to have your back, right? Like, there's no, I can almost guarantee there's no character witnesses for Bill Belichick in the local media because he hasn't given anything to the local media. He's been impossible to reach. Like, it would make sense for UNC to want me to have a story right now to tell about how he was a great guy to us during training camp, or about how, even if this is, a recruiting violation, I'm sure it was well-intentioned, because we don't have anything like that, because despite a billion requests, they haven't done anything to give us those stories. And I'm not making this about me. Again, he doesn't have to come on our show. He doesn't have to talk to me at all. That is his right. But when the vultures are circling, it's when you do want people to be on your side. And the vultures are circling. And it seems like, despite the fact that he's a beloved coach and he's going to go into every Hall of Fame of the NFL and every other inner circle coaches conversation, there really hasn't been much goodwill built up since he showed up.
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head, saying the fact that no one's coming out and defending this. No one's going to be like, no. Actually, what those people are saying are wrong. They're misguided. That this is actually what's going. You're not hearing that.
Or even,
which is the silence is what's most deafening.
But there's a very, and I don't want to, I'm not saying this, but I will let you know that most coaches that hear something from an anonymous parent are going to immediately go, oh, that guy must not be playing. Oh, they're disgruntled. Parents know that, another one of those parents whose kids have never done anything wrong, right? But there hasn't even been that suggestion.
No.
Right? The parents that have been quoted, yes, anonymously, for obvious reasons. They don't want their kid running stadium steps all day, or worse, kicked off the team,
blackballed if they go into the transfer portal. It's a real thing.
So, but even the thing said, again, nobody ever pushed back. Everybody just kind of went, yeah. Even if they didn't say yeah, their lack of response kind of goes, that's what it looks like in that program. I am not optimistic for how this goes. The opinion in 247 Sports, the writer makes it obvious this is their opinion, right? This is not a reporting. They seem to believe they wouldn't be surprised if he didn't coach the Cal game.
The
Cal game's in like 2 days. 3 days? I don't know, whatever it is. Next week?
Yeah, so they're off
a week and 2 days. Either way, the Cal game, not that far into the future. That raised my eyebrows a bit. But again,
who said that again?
247 Sports.
247, okay.
Heels 247. Just the fact that someone's even thinking that tells me the vultures are circling. Let's get to number 3.
Number 3.
That's number 2. Now number 3, from something that was kind of bummery to, hey, guess what? We have Canes hockey tomorrow. Carolina Hurricanes hockey tomorrow.
I know. NHL season started last night. It was awesome. Love seeing keep playing.
Teravainen scored.
Yeah, I know. Martin H scored twice. You heard there. And then
just update. Andrew Jones of 247sports.com, which is now owned by CBS Sports. And the exact quote he said were, preliminary conversations about the possibility of exit strategy discussions have occurred within UNC. That's what's going on.
Andrew Jones has covered the Tar Heels for a long time.
Now back to the Canes. By the way, Canes have a new hashtag for those of you that post on Twitter, Carolina Culture. Hashtag Carolina Culture comes with the little Canes logo when you post. I did ask the Caniacs online, and Not a lot of people loving it, but this is another situation. I'm sure people will get it tattooed on them. You start with like 7 or 8 straight wins, and all of a sudden Carolina culture is going to make a lot more sense.
Actually, you know what? You say that, Tim. If the Canes win a cup, I'll get Carolina culture and a Canes tattoo.
Look at that.
I will do it. If the Canes win a cup, I'll put it on stamp right now. What's today? October 8th. Wednesday, October 8th, 2025.
3:12 p.m.
If the Canes win the cup this year, I will get Carolina culture with a Canes logo tattooed on me.
There it is. I mean, the stakes have never been higher. Somebody tell Jarvis and you see Freddie standing on his head in the postseason. That's for you, Dennis.
Rod, I know you hear this.
That's pretty bold. We'll iron out the details later. Are we talking like a good sizable tattoo?
I mean, like it'd be visible. I'm not going to get something tiny.
Not
but
okay.
Might throw it on the back.
It'll be legible. You'll be able to read it. All right, there you go. The Canes. You have something else riding on this year's season.
I'll put it inside the left forearm.
Who else wants to do it? If you're a listener and you're joining the pledge, Carolina culture.
Let's go.
Wasn't expecting that today. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. It's the beauty of preseason, by the way. Everybody's optimistic, right?
Yeah.
Everybody. The cup is an option for every hockey team, and a national championship is an option for every college basketball team, or a conference championship if you aim a little lower. And that includes for NC State, who has a brand new coach, Will Wade, who stopped by our table here at ACC Tipoff earlier today. You'll hear that conversation next.
Hey, what do you say? John Forsland here from my friends at Buffalo Brothers. During hockey season, I'm bouncing from coast to coast like a puck on ice. But when I'm back in town, I always head to Buffalo Brothers for the best wings on the planet. And check this out. Now they have a new flavor, Chili Lime. You can't beat the great specials at all 5 Triangle locations, like half-price pizzas, Monday through Friday, 4:30 to 6. You can dine in or carry out. BuffBrothers.com. Aw, man, now I want wings.
One last exhale.
Fitting, isn't it? The final shot at the Championship 4 comes down to a track that's been here from day one. Martinsville. Close quarters, tight corners, and a fan experience that brings you so close to the action, all of the mayhem will be right at your fingertips. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Martinsville Speedway, October 23rd through the 26th. Get your tickets now at martinsvillespeedway.com. Ticketmaster, the official ticketing partner of NASCAR.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 and monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly here on 99.9 The Fan continues our coverage from ACC Tip-Off here in Charlotte with the head coach from NC State, the brand new head coach, although it seems like he's been here for a while, Will Wade. Will, thank you for taking the time. Do you get the sense, or do you talk with your team or the players you brought about maybe dealing with some hype? Because it does seem like you're kind of the belle of the ball here. A lot of people expecting big things from the program.
I don't think we're to that point yet. I wouldn't consider us the belle of the ball. We got a lot of work to do. We're just trying to lay a strong foundation, make sure we build our program on a solid foundation, and so that's been our focus. And we just try to focus on what we can control, which is how we work every day, and not worry too much about all the outside noise.
When you took the job, I assume there was a plan, a to-do list in place before season 1. When you look at your roster, do you think you accomplished that plan?
Yeah, I feel really good about our roster. My staff did a great job from our front office staff with Andrew and Patrick to my assistants. Everybody did a great job putting together a team that, defensively we've got 7 guys with over a 7-foot wingspan. So it gives us the length and the athleticism that I think we need defensively. And then offensively, we're shooting the ball really well. We're shooting 38.5% on over 1,100 threes in practice, 5-on-5 play. So I feel really good about where we are shooting it. If you're long and athletic defensively and you can make shots, you're going to have a pretty good team. So we've put our team together with some positional versatility, and our staff has done a really good job putting the right pieces and parts in play.
Where in that whole plan, and obviously a ton of data collected and everything, where does training with the Navy SEALs come into play?
That comes in just because I'm not very smart. But, I'm getting too old to do that. I was happy I didn't have to file a workers' comp claim on Monday after doing that. But, look, the Navy SEALs are the best in the world in terms of communication and teamwork. Their teamwork's a lot different than ours. The consequences are a lot more serious when their teamwork fails, and so they've got some processes that are really, really good. And so these are some guys that I've used. I don't use them every year, but we've used them multiple times. This will be probably 7th or 8th year of my head coaching career that I've used them, and they do a great job with our guys in terms of really pushing them outside their comfort zone, pushing them to communicate, pushing them to think about communication and teamwork in a different way.
Did one of your players maybe crush it? That is obviously a not usual situation for them, and the SEALs are notorious for trying to break you. Did somebody stand out?
Well, I think the cool part about doing it is that everybody's got different strengths. We have some guys who are really physically strong but not very good in the pool. We got other guys that are physically not as strong but really good in the pool. So the point of doing that is it takes everybody on the team playing their part to complete a full mission or to complete a full game. And so somebody who may be better defensively, somebody who may be better offensively, however you look at it, I think that's what it teaches you more than anybody just absolutely killing. Look, we don't have any guys that are going to go into the, go be SEALs after this. But we have some guys that were very certainly very, very impressive. But you've got some guys that are going to lead vocally. You got some guys that are going to lead by example. You got some guys that are good in the pool. You got some guys that are better with the thinking and the strategy part of it. And so it takes all of that working together to complete the mission.
That sounds a lot like basketball. We're talking with Will Wade, NC State head basketball coach. So let's talk about some of the fits on the basketball court. Last time we talked with you, I've heard you say it elsewhere, Darrion Williams can play anywhere, right? Is that obviously that's a good thing, but how difficult is it to figure out your rotations in your roster and who maybe is in the core units when you have a guy who can fit everywhere?
We're still working through that. It's a lot, we'd rather have and not need than need and not have. So, you've got somebody that can play multiple positions, that's versatile, can do a lot of different things. Then it's on us to fit the right pieces around him to make sure that we're playing off him and that we're putting him in the right positions and that we're playing off him and he's allowing the other people to be in the right positions where they can make plays as well. So that's part of what we're still doing right now is we're in the preseason trying to get that ironed out and trying to get that as seamless as we can be as we head into game one.
Is Matt able, as a super highly heralded freshman, is he ready to step into a role, as soon as his career gets started, contributing in a big way? Oh yeah,
Matt will be able to step in and contribute from day one. He's the hype train is out, but he's still a freshman. There's going to be some ups and downs. He's not a robot. He's not just going to come out there and score 30 the first game. It'd be great if he did. We'd love it. But that's not the way this works. These guys are humans, and he's a freshman, and he's going to have some ups and downs, but he's going to have a lot more good days than bad days. And we really believe in him. We really have a lot of confidence in him. Our team has a lot of confidence in him, and I think he's going to be one of the best freshmen in the ACC and one of the best freshmen in the entire country. And so we're really excited for everybody else to get to see what we see every day in practice.
When a new coach takes over, a lot of the hype, as you brought up, is on the guys you bring in, your recruits, your transfers. Paul McNeil, though, is getting some buzz here as a potential breakout. As a player that was already at NC State and you retained, how have you learned his game maybe differently than somebody that you initially recruited?
Paul's been phenomenal. Paul had some really good games the last 10 games last season. He really came on and did some good things, but he's been excellent for us. He's shooting 46% on over 180 3-point attempts in live play. He really shoots it well. He gets fouled about. Doesn't say much about our defense, but he gets fouled about once a practice on a made three for 4-point plays. He's got a special, unique talent, and he really has worked hard. He's worked hard on his body. He's gotten stronger. He's doing everything that we've asked him to do, and really proud of him and his consistency and his work ethic. I think he's poised for a breakout sophomore year.
We're talking with Will Wade, NC State head basketball coach, and last year's McNeese State head basketball coach, bringing in Kadir Copeland and Alan Breed with you out of the transfer portal. Are they almost, and I like not with the official title, but almost like a assistant coaches installing the culture and system that you want to run?
Yeah, they know our standards. They know how we go about business every day. They're able to prepare the players and translate some of what I'm saying to the players. Hey, look, he said this, but this is what he actually means. So they've been able to do that, and they've been able to do a really good job of that. And I think that's expedited our growth process as a team this year. And so we're very fortunate to have both Q and Breed.
Last question for you, and I did kind of group source this one from a group of State fans. They eliminated some questions, and I said, you got one. Which was it going to be? They want confirmation that the rev share and NIL support that you were hoping would be there when you took the job has been there. So has it? Has the follow through?
That's an
happened?
Emphatic yes.
Okay.
So we've got everything we need to win, and our administration has been incredibly supportive, and we've got everything we need, and it's on me to get it done. If we don't get it done, it ain't our administration's problem. It ain't our fans' problem. That's on me. So we've got everything that we need to be successful.
A little bit of like to quote Spider-Man, with great money comes great responsibility for the head coach.
That's it. That's how you want it. And I love our fans. They care. I'm gonna see the other side of our caring when we lose. I understand that part of it too. But look, you'd much rather everybody be invested and everybody be all in, and it hurt when things don't go well, and that's what we're going to have this year. But we're going to have a lot more good nights than bad nights, and we're very excited to get started, and very appreciative of our fans and our administration and all the support that they've given us.
Coach, we're appreciative of your time here, and good luck this season.
Thanks so much.
Once again, that is Will Wade, head coach of the NC State men's basketball team, ahead of his first season at NC State, joining us here earlier today at ACC Tipoff. Something that stood out to me from that conversation, they collect data from practice.
Yeah.
He was listing how many individual threes each player had taken, and Paul McNeil had shot a ridiculous percentage of 3-point shots and makes, and it's college basketball is becoming more and more involved.
The fact that he actually had percentages and stuff that things were taking place, it was just like, oh, well, okay,
off the top
all right.
of his head. We've taken this many threes as a team. We've shot this percentage. Paul McNeil shot this many threes. He's shot this percentage in game situations and practice. Like, they are prepared and they know what each player is capable of going into games. And then the coaching obviously becomes getting them to do what they did in practice in games.
You mentioned about, we talked earlier at the top of the show about the buzz around some teams. There's buzz about State.
Oh, for sure.
Let's be honest. He's been a big part of that buzz, like creating that buzz about, hey, we're going to the NCAA tournament. Hey, Ven-Allen Lubin's like on the better team now. We're actually going to use them the right way. He's stirred that pot already himself, and yeah, now the question is, can they go back it up? We'll have to wait and see.
And I like at the end there him saying, like, if whether we win or lose, it's on me. Like, if you're going to write the check, you got to cash the check, and he's doing that. So, Will Wade, we'll hear from a few of his players later on in the show. But first, we're going to hear from Dennis Cox because he has something he'd like to tell you.
I do. Dennis Cox here, my good friends over at Law Tigers. Something that you need to do if you're a motorcycle rider, if you're involved in an accident. This is actually coming from folks I talked to over at Law Tigers. If you're if you're in a motorcycle accident, make sure you contact Law Tigers first at 1-800-LAW-TIGERS. But during the course of that accident, first thing you need to do is get to a safe spot. There's a lot of risk out there on the road. If you get knocked off your bike, try and get to a safe space so you don't get hit by any other vehicles. But second thing is, make sure you take pictures or have people around you take pictures and get witness statements, all of those things of the accident. And don't move your bike either, because you want to show everything that happened out there on the road and as a result of that accident. But the third thing is, make sure you get medical attention. Go to the hospital, get that medical care, because sometimes you have all the adrenaline flowing through your body after an accident. You don't realize that actually you're in some pain or something might be a little bit wrong inside your body. But most importantly, contact and speak to a Law Tigers attorney before you give a written statement to the insurance company. So make sure you do that. Follow those steps, and Law Tigers will be there to help you. Again, they are part of the motorcycle riding community. Your case evaluation with Law Tigers, it's always free, and you don't have to pay a dime until your case settles. So call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS, North Carolina's motorcycle lawyers. Law Tigers is a network of independent law firms who are members of the American Association of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers. Law Tigers is not a law firm.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We'll be back after this with our conversation from earlier today with Duke's head basketball coach, Jon Scheyer, stopped by our table here at ACC Tipoff, and you'll hear that next.
Tim, I'm receiving an important update.
Ooh, are you getting night vision?
No, I just found out you could get $200 with Navy Federal Credit Union when you refinance your auto loans from another lender.
So, no night vision?
No night vision.
Learn more at NavyFederal.org/autoloans. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA. Credit and collateral subject to approval. Refinance loan must be at least $5,000 to be eligible for the $200. Terms and conditions apply.
This is John Wall. The Salvation Army does so much for people right here in Wake County. Join me and 999 The Fan in showing them some love and support. Just trying to help people get housing, try to help people get jobs, try to feed the people as much as possible. I mean, a lot of people don't understand how much help is out there for them. If you go out there looking for it and asking for it, it's a pride thing. We try not to ask questions or try to ask for help, but the Salvation Army is there for them to try to give back as much as possible. So if you're out there looking for some food, some housing, anything like that, you can always depend on the Salvation Army. If you want to help, visit wakearmy.org.
It's bow time. Fumbling the food on game day? Rookie move. But you know Bo can make your tailgate a winner, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Because the Carolina Legend has everything you're craving. We're talking crispy, juicy chicken loaded with real Southern flavor, fluffy, scratch-made buttermilk biscuits, and all the fixins to feed your whole crew faster than you can say touchdown. Be the MVP this season and let Bojangles do the cooking. Order your tailgate today. It's bow time.
Planning a tailgate? Then it's bow time. Bojangles has everything you need for the perfect tailgate, no matter how many fans you're trying to feed. There's the original tailgate, the super tailgate, and for a really big crowd, the jumbo tailgate special. And if you like your chicken off the bone, choose the Supreme's tailgate special that includes 12 perfectly seasoned tenderloin fillets. So grab the tickets, get that Bojangles tailgate special, and go. It's bow time.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly here on 99.9 The Fan, joined at ACC Tipoff here in Charlotte by Jon Scheyer, head coach, Duke basketball. Coach, first of all, thank you for the time.
Yeah, of course.
Kind of senior year for you, year 4, like you're the upperclassman. You've officially outlasted I believe, everybody from your first roster, at least from the main contributors. So what do you think is the biggest difference in you as a coach from year one to now?
I think, it's my first time coaching without Tyrese Proctor. But I think the biggest difference is in this time I've been the head coach at Duke, I think so much has changed in terms of the landscape. And so I think the way that you motivate, the way that you connect to your team, I think that's changed. And I think the motivation comes from what's best for the players individually, not starting with the aspect of conforming for the team. I know that sounds counterintuitive probably, but that's really changed a lot for me. And I think the thing that you find after a few years, more decisive, more conviction with the decisions you make, understanding you're not going to bat 1,000, but you try to do as well as you can, obviously.
And then bring in guys like Jason Tatum when your message isn't working, right?
Exactly. You want to be named chief, so to make it seem like he's the boss, which he is, I guess. But he's what a great resource for me. What a great resource for our players.
Were there other applicants for chief basketball officer? Did you have to go through interviews?
No, I did not.
Is somewhere like Paulo Banchero like, oh man, darn, I didn't get the job?
Paulo's time is coming. I think when you win a gold medal and an NBA championship back-to-back years, the next guy that does that, they can be the next one to carry that forward.
Jon Scheyer, Duke head basketball coach, joining us here on The Drive. Congrats on the new contract, by the way.
Thank you.
How does that come to be? Is that something that's important to you? Are they approaching you? Like, where does that all start from?
I just think for from my perspective and from Duke's perspective, this is something. This is where I want to be. Mm-hmm. This is home for me and my family. We have a lot we want to accomplish here still, and to have that stability and to have from both aspects. I think in the world of instability in college sports, to have that reflected by Duke's commitment and then my commitment as well, to me it was a no-brainer, and I'm happy that Duke felt the same way. And so that's really where it came from.
We just played a game with Maliq, little rapid scouting reports we call it, where we gave him some of the new guys and just the first thing that came up into his brain.
Did he win?
Did he do well? Yeah, he did well. But for three of the guys, Dame Sarr, Nick Hemenya, and Sebastian Wilkins, he said sleeper, which I did have to remind him, like, you play for Duke. Like, there's no sleepers there. But it is a difference from last year where the Cooper flag hype was crazy, and you can go on and on down the list. Does it feel like this year's team, in a weird way, is an under-the-radar Duke team, which is not the same as an under-radar team elsewhere?
I think I feel we have really great ability. I think naturally there's some of that at play, but I've really tried, even last year, to block out as much as I possibly can. That's the truth. Now, these guys probably feel it more, but I do feel hopefully we develop that chip, because, all right, whether, if you have to look at preseason rankings or whatever it may be to get these guys going for motivation, I'm all for it. So, absolutely underrated. Let's roll with that.
We'll get it cranking. Every year at ACC Tipoff, I ask you the same question. I love the story about the 50 free throws from your high school where you said you were going to make 50, you made 49. Everyone was like, all right, let's go. No, I got to stay until I make 50 in a row. Who's most likely to hear that story or a similar story about them on your roster this year?
I would say you're talking about our players, right?
Yes.
Nick Hemenya is just got this relentless competitive approach. He was actually struggling with his free throws this past week. And he got in the gym and made 70 in a row with one of our guys. All right. Now, I don't know if he set out to get 70 or he just made them, but I think that's an example of what you're talking about. It's a pretty good thing for a guy to be disappointed. He missed 2 free throws and comes back and makes 70 in a row. So, Nick, he's done it.
That sounds exactly what I'm looking for. Do you still have the itch to where when you hear one of them make 70, you're like, you know what, tomorrow I'm make 71?
You know what's happened, Tim. We still play pickup every now and then. I still like to get out there.
Okay.
And we've had 4 of the last 5 times we've played, somebody else has gone down with an injury. So we've had a pulled hamstring. Evan Brad's tore his meniscus, one of our other coaches. Emil Jefferson came back and played with us, got poked in the eye, got a hit in the mouth, had his tooth, he had an issue. So it's been rough sledding. So my itch is there, but I've been more conservative to get out there and play. Maybe to shoot free throws, that'd be fine. But
if you're getting hurt,
I don't think
shooting
it's
free
that. Yeah,
throws.
exactly. We got other problems if that's the case.
How is it different coaching twins, where they're I thought you might separate them in the countdown to craziness just to see what that would be like.
I think really you coach them fairly and equally, and so both those guys are more than capable on their own, and so we're not going to split them up just to split them up. They could have ended up on different teams as well, but it worked out they were on the same team, and so you roll with that. And so I think the thing that you feel, they have a natural connection when they're on the floor. I think that's a real thing. But I love the fact that each of them individually have thrown themselves into coaching. Not coaching, maybe coaching, but they've thrown themselves into the team. But I think it's a different dynamic. I think it is. But it's been great, and really all I've asked, and they've done it, both of them, they literally have just embedded themselves with the team. So that's been a cool dynamic to see.
What's the next step for Isaiah Evans this year and maybe a more featured role?
I think the two biggest things for Isaiah is just the consistency now of relying on him in a bigger role, of just the consistent impact in practice, the consistency in terms of every day being that person, being that guy that we can count on in every aspect. And then the second thing, he's got a unique weapon with his shooting and scoring. I think he wants to show and he can show the impact on winning in other ways. I was proud of him towards the end of the year. His defense really grew. His rebounding, the ability to get to the free throw line, to play make. I think the holistic view of his game, he's going to make a big jump in.
You talked this offseason, we're talking with Jon Scheyer, head basketball coach at Duke, about changing your practices up a little bit from drills to more game scenarios and more reactions and things like that. I think that's, first of all, interesting, right, and kind of bold. Do you have somebody who's maybe more of a gamer than a practice guy that you're learning? Oh, okay, he maybe doesn't look as great in drills, but he steps up in game situations.
Yeah, I think that's for sure. I think Caden's a good example of that. I think all of this is new to him. He's at his best when we're playing 5-on-5. But I think the more for all these guys that we can make it about, like growing up for me, right? Always in a gym, it's 1-on-0 shooting, and really. Every part of the game is making some type of real-time decision based on how the defense is playing or based on how the offense is playing. So for us, we make all our drills reactive. It's reacting to a closeout. It's reacting to a certain type of defense. So you're building the skills, but you're also processing of how to think, how to play together, which for us, the way that we play, you have to be able to think. You have to be able to identify what's next. And so it's been a great adjustment, and it's uncomfortable at times because you end up making a lot of mistakes. But I just try to encourage our guys. That's part of why. That's literally why you're practicing. You're going to make those mistakes. So it's been really helpful for us.
Coach, we appreciate the time and good luck this season.
Thanks a lot, Tim. Thanks for having me.
Once again, that's Jon Scheyer, head coach of Duke, and as you heard us reference there, just this week announced a contract extension for Jon Scheyer. So he'll be around for at least, according to his contract, till the 2030-2031 season. And I think Duke's pretty happy about that based on the results through his first 3 years. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan, is going to get some players on the show from here at ACC Tipoff in Charlotte. Wake players, to be specific. Wake Forest. Makai Mason and Trayvon Spillers will be heard next. But first, Tim Donnelly here from Maynard Service Company. Heating, cooling, plumbing, electrical. Maynard Service Company, kind of like some of the players we talked to here. They do it all, right? They rebound, they assist, they shoot, they play defense. Maynard Service Company is a do-it-all for your house, right? When the heating breaks, call Maynard. When the cooling system breaks, call Maynard. There's a leak, there's a drip, there's a toilet, plumbing, call Maynard. Electrical, same thing, right? It's funny. Even somebody that's I like to think I'm pretty handy. There's a few things my wife's like, you know what? You're going to have to call somebody. Electrical, plumbing, right? If it's not in my area of expertise, Maynard Service Company. It's also a great time to start thinking about maintenance on your heating system as it gets a little cooler here into the fall months, into football season, as I call it. So whatever your interest is, whatever emergency you have, Heating, cooling, plumbing, electric, all of your needs. Maynard Service Company. 919-361-0993. That's 919-361-0993. Or you can visit them online at MaynardServices.com. That's MAYNOR Services.com. We hear from two of the senior leaders of the Wake Forest Demon Deacons. Next, don't go anywhere.
Here's Megan with Parkway Sleep Centers.
Are sleepless nights affecting your life? Parkway Sleep Health Centers can help. We've treated sleep disorders in the Triangle and beyond for over 20 years. We offer sleep studies, office visits, CPAP machines, supplies, and more. And our streamlined process allows us to see you sooner and usually saves hundreds of dollars.
End sleep problems. Live your best life. Experience the Parkway Sleep difference. Visit parkwaysleep.com and start your journey to better sleep today. Parkway Sleep Health Centers. Sound sleep, sound health.
Looking for serious power and a serious deal? It's truck season at Wilkinson Chevrolet GMC in Sanford, and you can get 5.9% financing for 84 months on the tough, dependable GMC Sierra 2500. Whether it's for work, play, or both, the Sierra 2500 brings the muscle, and Wilkinson makes it easy to drive one home today. See dealer for details. Hurry to Wilkinson Chevrolet GMC in Sanford or online at wilkinsoncars.com. GMC, we are professional grade.
Don't miss Bailey's Fall Antique and Vintage Jewelry Show October 7th through 11th. Search through hundreds of vintage necklaces, rings, bracelets, earrings, and more to discover your unique jewelry treasure. Visit Bailey's Fine Jewelry on October 7th in Rocky Mount, October 8th in Greenville, October 9th in Cary, or October 10th and 11th in Raleigh's Village District to find your perfect piece of jewelry history. Visit BaileyBox.com for details.
Adam Gold in studio with my man Patrick Day from the Aluminum Company of North Carolina. When we're spending more time outside, especially at home, we're starting to notice all of what the past months, all the wet months did to us. What can people do?
They can give us a call and we can come out and do an assessment of the house. We can walk around the house with you and take a look at your window trims, your door trims, your gutters, your fascia behind your gutters. I mean, rot's everywhere on wooden houses, right? You just see it all the time, and a lot of people get overwhelmed. So what we do, I mean, we have all of our professional salesmen will come out to your house and help you walk around. There's no pressure. We're there to really help people. You know, a lot of times people just want to see what do they need to do on their house. So that's what we're here to do. We can help you come together with a package for like windows, doors, siding, roofing, whatever you need. We're here to help you. That's the bottom line.
Also, great financing packages, correct?
Tons of zero interest financing. We can make payments that are affordable for any home improvement.
I love zero interest financing. It's my favorite type of financing. Aluminum Company of North Carolina, aluminumcompany.com.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly here on 99.9 The Fan. We are joined by a couple of the main contributors for the Wake Forest Demon Deacons, Trayvon Spillers and Makai Mason, seniors, with Makai being a guard, Spillers being one of the big guys down low. Fellas, first time in a while we've been at one of these things, and there's not a Hunter Salas, an Efton Reed, Cameron Hildreth representing Wake. How different is it, obviously, for Trayvon Spillers and for Makai? Just does it feel fresh, like everybody's kind of looking to fill some shoes here?
Yeah, I say it's a fresh start for all of us. Now we just got to find our identity and just stick to our identity. That's all.
What do you think that identity is? What do you think it should be?
Gritty, grimy, and tough. Gritty, grimy, and tough.
So
that's our identity, yeah.
You've been talking with Coach Forbes a little bit, huh? We've heard the sayings. Trayvon, to start with you, you are the returning leader in points, rebounds, blocks, and a few other statistics for Wake Forest. Does that put pressure on you this year to be that guy for the team?
A little bit, but I tend not to get into my head about it a lot because I know I'm not going to be the only person who can score on the team. We got many scorers on the team, so any given night, it can be anybody's night. So, yeah.
Makai, do you get the feeling that you know when you hear him say anybody's night that you're ready to make a few of those nights yours?
Oh, no, definitely. I feel like this team is very deep, and any given night, it could be their night. So, yeah, we're a very deep team this year.
So we're talking with the Wake Forest guys. We have both Makai Mason and Trayvon Spillers here at ACC Tipoff in Charlotte. Gritty, grimy, tough is mentality. When it comes to like basketball style, what kind of basketball style do you want to play?
Definitely a fast pace and just a team that really gets out in transition, and honestly an unselfish team as well. I feel like we move the ball very well and play together, and we've already been piecing a lot together already.
Mekhi, Arizona, tell me if I get this right? It was you're from Arizona, 2 years at Rice, 1 year at Washington.
Yep.
Now you're at Wake Forest.
Yes, sir.
Why Wake for your senior year? Obviously, you've sampled everything. You know what you're looking for. What was it about Wake that made it the choice?
Yeah, honestly, it was really the coaching staff, just what they preached, not to me, but what they've been preaching to their players, and obviously the accolades a little bit, having players come out of here that come to Wake Forest that all do well. So just basically the history of what they've been able to do and just what they've been telling me I can do and they see me doing if I came here, which, I'm here now. So
what did they tell you? What did they see you doing?
They saw me just doing a little bit of everything and just really just getting better on the defensive end, just improving my both ends of the floor, offense and defense, just doing a little bit of everything and just contributing to the game.
Okay, so the way we've been doing this, and you guys will be the final ones of the week for us, is we playing a little game. We call it Rapid Scouting Reports. Okay. And what that means is I'm going to give you some names of players on your team, and what I'd like for you to do is like a sentence, whatever pops into your head first about their game, right? Like just a quick scouting report on what they bring to the table. I'll kind of direct them a little bit, and then we'll get to some where it's just going to be whichever one of you wants to jump in, okay?
Okay.
All right, we'll start with Mekhi. Because your teammate who's here with you, Nate Calmise, you played against each other Washington State last year. So what do you remember about him?
Quick. He's fast. Oh, my gosh. He's one of the fastest players I've ever played against.
Boom. Trayvon, Juke Harris, somebody you played with last year, flashed a little bit. Obviously some growing there. How good can he be?
He's going to be amazing this year. He's going to be amazing this year. I've seen his jump from last year to this year, just the maturity level. He's gotten way more mature than last year, so I expect a lot of things out of Juke this year.
All right, now these you can go in, and whichever one of you wants to jump in, jump in. Omaha Blue.
Do it all.
Yep, he said it best. Do it all.
There we go. Cooper Schwieger.
Unselfish.
Goofy.
And goofy.
Goofy for sure.
And he's surprising. He'll surprise you. He can do a little bit of everything too. Pass, shoot a little bit. Yeah.
All right. Miles Colvin.
Athletic.
Bouncy.
Athletic.
My goodness. Bouncy.
Yeah. And I'm not going to lie. He can shoot it too.
Yeah.
His form on his shot it's amazing. Like I've never seen like a shot form like he shoots the same way every time.
Sometimes the real bouncy ones, the jump shot's a little tough because they're too much up. If that makes any sense.
You would think so, but his form, yeah.
All right. Yeah. If you're watching on YouTube right now, you see it in their eyes. They're giving us the yes. I'm going to direct this one to Mekhi. Trayvon Spillers.
Oh, do it all. Run the floor, play hard, gritty, tough.
Look at that.
I'm telling you, I'm ready for that one.
Somewhere Coach Forbes is like, I've already had him for a year.
I'm telling you,
that's what we're looking for.
Of that. I'm telling you, he plays hard
all right.
every time.
Direct this one to Trayvon. You know where this is going. Mekhi.
Shooter. I shoot the light. Like when I say shoot the lights out, I mean shoot the lights out with the highest confidence ever. Like I've played with some shooters with confidence, but not as high as him. Like I mean, like I'm confident. Like I'll pass it to him. We're supposed to crash the boards. I won't crash. I know it's going in most of the time. So yeah.
All right. I mean, well, you say you've played with some good shooters. Give us the comparison. Who's his shooting comp? Whether someone you played with, someone you watched, someone you played against. Who give us the neighborhood that he lives in as a shooter.
Let me see. I'm only going to say Curry because of confidence level. Like his confidence level is like it's high. Like I love how high his confidence is when it comes to him shooting threes.
How can it not be when your teammate's comparing you to Steph Curry?
Right? Right?
How can you not? And in the state of North Carolina, you should know that's a big deal.
True.
We're talking with Trayvon Spillers and Mekhi Mason, Wake Forest senior guard and senior forward. Flip those positions. Give us a Steve Forbes story, right? I can tell, like every time I reference him, I see your guys' eyes kind of lighten up. Is there one you can tell us here on the radio where you got to be a little buttoned up?
Okay, so I know it was last year. I think, it was at the Joel, and I think the game was going a little bad for us at the moment. So I think we had a turnover, they scored, and then we came back down, had another turnover, they scored again, and coach called a timeout. and normally he'll walk over to us, but before we could even walk to the bench, he came straight towards us, and he covered his mouth. And because it's like you can't see what he said, but he just covered his mouth. He was just chewing us out the entire time. So,
have you been on the receiving end of any of that yet?
I mean, a little bit. I feel like everyone on the team has, but not too crazy. But I'll let you know if we get another story like that.
I mean, I'm a big fan of Coach Forbes, so it's all in love. Any games you have circled on the schedule?
All of them.
Every single last one of them.
Okay.
All the top teams, everyone with the preseason ranking, every single one of them. It's no one that's not circled. I'm coming for every single team we play against this year.
Well, along those lines of kind of having, ranked opponents lined up in a tough schedule, what do you tell the new guys about the ACC as you've obviously played in it for a year now?
Anybody can get beat. Anybody. It doesn't matter. The top-ranked teams, I know, like last year, Clemson beat Duke. So it's like, I mean, we got beat by Florida State. So it's like anybody can get beat on any given night. It's just how you prepare for it and how you play.
We're talking with Trayvon Spillers and Mekhi Mason from Wake Forest. And actually, this is where we thank you. Appreciate the time and good luck this season.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Once again, a few of the Wake Forest players stopping by our table earlier today at ACC Tipoff. And that point, I love, because as we said at the beginning of the show, and if you weren't listening, I'll give you the quick update. A big storyline of ACC Tipoff is how does the ACC get back to where they were? How does the ACC, after a down year, get more teams in the NCAA tournament, get back to being the team with the conference with the most teams in the NCAA tournament? And what Trayvon Spillers said there at the end, anybody can beat anybody. That is part of the reason why it's so important to get more teams into the into the NCAA tournament from the ACC, because once they get there, they're so battle tested. They've been put through so much in the ACC that they often go on long runs. That's why really, no matter how many teams make it from the ACC, there's always a few kicking around in the Sweet 16 or one or two in the Final Four. A team like Wake Forest knows that better than anybody, right? Last year they were on that bubble, didn't quite make it in with a very accomplished team, very accomplished roster. If the ACC has a slightly better reputation, Trayvon Spillers is in the NCAA tournament last year. And Hunter Salas and Cameron Hildreth and guys that aren't with the program anymore because they exhausted their eligibility are in the NCAA tournament last year. And I think they would have had a pretty good chance of making some waves. But again, you need to get to the point where, 5 and 6 and 7 teams from the ACC are almost assumed in the tournament in order for teams like that to get their chance. It's up to Mekhi Mason and Trayvon Spillers and a few others at Wake to take them off the bubble, right? Don't leave it in someone else's hand. Make it obvious that you should be in the tournament. And if you do that, then, you'll get your chance to make waves and go live out your dreams and everything else that you're looking for. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We still have yet to come Ven-Allen Lubin and Darrion Williams from NC State, two of their expected leaders. Maliq Brown, who's been described as a defensive menace for Duke. You'll hear from both of them in the next hour. But it's still football season, and that means at 4 o'clock we have football at 4, and that's coming up next. Don't go anywhere.
It's the final shot at the Championship 4. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Martinsville Speedway, October 23rd through the 26th. Get your tickets now at martinsvillespeedway.com. Ticketmaster, the official ticketing partner of NASCAR.
Waking up, getting ready, sitting in traffic. Let's face it, getting to work in the morning is a lot of work. But when you get a great deal on your favorite McDonald's coffee, becoming a morning person is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Now get any size refreshingly cold iced coffee for $1, a delicious mocha for $2, and a frappe for $3. Available only during breakfast hours. Price and participation may vary, cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
Are you trapped in a high-rate mortgage, watching your hard-earned money vanish every month? Stop. Right now at Loan Pronto, they are delivering the lowest mortgage rates in 3 years. Hey, it's Dennis Cox. Loan Pronto's rate reduction home loan program is a streamlined, low-cost way to slash your house payments by hundreds of dollars a month.
Lock in a fixed rate as low as 4.99% APR and close in as little as 2 weeks. No appraisal needed in most cases. And here's the kicker. You can skip your next 2 house payments entirely. Don't wait. Rates this low won't last. Call Loan Pronto now for your free, no obligation quote. Loan Pronto is amazing. Imagine lower payments, more money in your pocket, and a fresh start with a better mortgage. Call 919-381-1760 or visit loanpronto.com to lock in your new low rate and skip those next 2 payments. Don't let the high rates hold you back. Call 919-381-1760 or go to loanpronto.com right now. Equal housing lender, NMLS 166171, subject to lender approval, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
At Smith Douglas Homes, we're proud to support our hometown heroes, teachers, healthcare workers, firefighters, and military. As a thank you, receive a $2,500 credit towards your new home purchase. Explore SmithDouglas.com. Smith Douglas, where it's your home, your choice, within reach.
I'm attorney Brian Ritchie. Big truck accidents can cause life-changing injuries, and life-changing injuries deserve life-changing money. I know big truck wrecks, and I know how to fight those big insurance companies. If you've been hurt by a big truck, contact us at ritchielaw.com. I'm on top of it.
Broadcasting live from the Lenovo Studios. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Triangle Sports Leader.
I'm WRAL meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner. Cold front coming through now, and we're seeing just a few scattered showers, a few isolated thunderstorms. Most of that's over by the evening commute. We'll see a high of 79. Overnight, we start to clear out, and temperatures will fall into the low to mid-50s. Tomorrow is going to be a crisp day. Sweater weather with temperatures in the upper 60s, breezy and sunny.
Weather update brought to you by Newcomb & Company, where your comfort is their business. Visit newcombandcompany.com. 4 o'clock check of your money. Dow Jones is up 14 points to 46,617.
Let's move the chains. Time for football at 4.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan from Charlotte. But we're not here for the Panthers game. But the Panthers do host the Cowboys in a couple of days here in the city where we are. We're here, obviously, for ACC Tipoff.
Right down the road.
But yeah, we're really not
literally
not that far from where the Carolina Panthers and the Dallas Cowboys will be squaring off this weekend. The news, if there is news, the good and the bad news almost for today for the Carolina Panthers, both have to do with the running backs. First of all, there's an NFC Offensive Player of the Week on the Carolina Panthers. Rico Dowdle.
Let's go.
200-plus rushing yards and nearly 250 total yards, and he is the NFC Offensive Player of the Week, which, I mean, there have been times this year where if you would have told me the Panthers had a Offensive Player of the Week, I may have said, well, who'd they trade for? But the offense just hasn't really gotten going in a way that we'd be excited about until Rico Dowdle had the game that he had against Miami. So obviously his role is growing. Will that come at the expense of Chuba Hubbard? Perhaps. The bad news is Chuba Hubbard still didn't practice today as he continues to deal with a quad injury. Now, running backs.
Calf injury.
Sorry, calf injury. What did I say? Quad?
Yeah.
That's Jalen Coker who's dealing with the quad. Or was that his earlier injury with the quad? Anyway, Chuba Hubbard dealing with a calf injury. The future of the backfield for the Carolina Panthers is an interesting one because obviously after what Rico Dowdle did against Miami, his role will increase. The question is by how much and where does the hierarchy settle as far as running backs go? And the longer Chuba Hubbard is out, does that give Rico more and more of a chance to establish himself? Or does it even potentially open up the door for somebody like Trevor Etienne, their 4th-round pick, to carve out a role for himself? And then suddenly, do we go from having, at the beginning of the year, what I thought was one of the players who may be near the league leader in carries, if the Panthers could be, get a couple game scripts on their side where they weren't always behind, could it then be almost a true committee or a true 1A, 1B with perhaps Chuba Hubbard being the 1B? I know what everybody is going to say. I know what every coach will say publicly, which is you ride the hot hand, right?
Yeah.
You ride the hot hand. I would push back on that a little bit just because of the style of both of those running backs.
Mm-hmm.
Certain running backs, you can like Hollywood Smothers for NC State, right? 4 carries, 120 yards, right? You can know immediately if he's having the type of game where he's the hot hand. Chuba Hubbard is a guy who, like, he's a boxer who starts winning in like round 6, right? It's like he's a grinder. He's got to land a bunch of body blows before he starts picking up his chunks. If you look at any of the advanced analytics, he's always near the bottom in explosive run rate, but he's always near the top in success rate, which basically means he is a death by 1,000 paper cuts kind of guy rather than one swipe with a katana. What's the big katana?
A katana.
There you go. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not up on my swords.
A lance. So there's a different sword.
Okay.
Katana's a good one.
I should have gone with sword. I don't know why I tried to get fancy.
There you go.
But so my point is, I don't know if Chuba would ever, after the first quarter, be like, oh, he's the hot hand, when he might be the guy that needs to be getting the ball second, third, fourth quarter. It's tough to just say hot hand at running back. It's different than like basketball player where, you can have 2 guys on the floor, and if one guy hits a couple threes, all right, we're going to work the offense through him. Running backs sometimes need 10 carries just to get going, and that's more of Chuba Hubbard's style.
And I think this is something that Dave Canales even talked about. He talked about post-game. He also talked about it on Monday as well, is that now that he sees what Rico Dowdle is like truly capable of doing now that he's in the offense, he's like, okay, I have more of an understanding of what the max capabilities are of Rico Dowdle. How can you use him a little bit more? I've always thought that going into this season, like, you have 2,000-yard backs in your backfield. Make it to the point where Chuba gets 18 touches and Rico gets 15. I think that's a good combo for those guys. Like, again, those can also come like a couple passes in the passing game, whatever it might be. But like 18 and 15, that's a pretty good split between those two.
That the maybe confusion, right? Because I'm doing exactly what I hate. I'm using the same comp that everybody uses. I get frustrated when every quarterback that's ever played baseball and throws a little sidearm, they're like, it's Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
And every running quarterback, they're like, he's trying to be Lamar. It's like that's who the comp is no matter what. But it does feel like most teams are chasing some version of what the Detroit Lions have in David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. You get to keep them both a little bit more fresh. You get to take hits off their body. But the thing that they have that I'm not sure there's enough of with Chuba and with Rico Dowdle is they have very different skill sets.
For sure.
And David Montgomery is probably a better pass catcher than he gets credit for, and Jahmyr Gibbs is probably better between the tackles than he gets credit for. But there is definitely a fast, explosive back and a more plodding grinder. The thing that Rico Dowdle did last year on his way to whatever it was, 1,200 yards total and 1,000 rushing yards, is very similar to what Chuba Hubbard did last year to get his well over 1,000 yards rushing as well.
Yeah.
Their skill sets are not super different. I will give Rico a little bit better as a pass catcher, and Chuba's probably a little bit more of a power guy. But like, I don't know if you're getting 18 and 15 to those two guys, that's 33 carries that are pretty similar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Rather than if you were to have somebody with a little bit different skill set, you could give 18, power rushes or 15 power rushes to Chuba, and then the other kinds of carries could come from the other kind of back. It's very good when someone gets hurt. Like when Chuba goes down and you're able to put Rico Dowdle in, and just they can do the same thing. Like there's very little drop off. You might even say a step up based on what we saw. But when you're trying to work them both in, it's almost like, what does the running backs coach just sit there with like a coin? Just, all right, go ahead, Rico. You're around on this one. And Chuba, rather than thinking, all right, it's third down and long, this is more of a Jahmyr Gibbs role. Or, okay, we're looking to move fast, but we want to pick up first downs, on the ground. All right, let's get David Montgomery out. Like, there's not really situations where I think one would do better than the other.
I think there's a little bit more element of speed and pass catching from a Rico Dowdle standpoint. I actually like if the Panthers are ever in a 2-minute situation, I think Rico Dowdle provides a little bit more versatility in his game. So I think there's a situation that can call for that. But I think the pass catching ability of Rico does add a little bit. Not that Chuba can't, but he's just a little bit more dynamic in that regard. But I think the idea, again, like total touches, 18, 15. Again, that might be 27 carries and 6 pass catches between the two, or something along those lines. I think that's a good balance, because if you get into late game situation where you go into a 4-minute offense, that's why I want to turn and hand the ball to Chuba Hubbard, because he can give you 4, 4, 5. Like, that's what you want to see on first, second, third down. I think that's what keeps them fresh. So I think and the Panthers have done it. I mean, Deshaun Foster and Stephen Davis way back in the day. They did it obviously with D'Angelo Williams and Jonathan Stewart. And then even, gosh, a couple years ago when Steve Wilkes took over, Chuba Hubbard and Deontay Foreman weren't that different style of runners, but it was effective because there's always a fresh body out there on the field. But the biggest thing was that we saw on Sunday was actually a true commitment to the run game. That's what needs to happen.
I agree with that. Again, I think part of that is game script. Unless you're up against, I forget who I was telling this. The Miami Dolphins made it obvious that their offense wasn't going to be doing much, so you can stay committed to the run significantly, like into a significantly bigger deficit.
True.
Right? Like you can be down 2 scores and still running. And Rico Dowdle was picking up chunks, which is a part of it, right? Because when you're trying to make up ground, you need to pick up chunks. When you have a 50-something yard run, that helps a bunch. So it's part of that is game script. Because if I want to be clear with this, if they get down 2 or 3 scores to the Cowboys and they're still feeding the ball up the middle to Chuba Hubbard and Rico Dowdle, I will come on the show on Monday and say I did not like the play calling.
Yes, it's very situational.
Even though I do like the idea of getting them each a bunch of carries and letting them grind and letting them both get into a rhythm, that I think there's going to be quite a few games where the Carolina Panthers don't have the luxury of, well, let's give each of them 10 carries and see how it goes. Because by the time you get to your 7th carry on both of them, you need to make up some ground. And then you're going to be leaning on Bryce. And again, we can debate whether that's where you want to be, but certain times you don't have a choice on whether you want to put the ball or put the game onto your quarterback's shoulders. Just by the nature of being the quarterback, the game is going to be on your shoulders when you fall behind. So if you tell me that the defense is going to play as well as they did against Miami and hold Miami to whatever it was, 19 rushing yards, and if you tell me the defense is always going to play that well, then I'm all in on it. Let's get about 20 carries, right? Let's take it out of Bryce's hands as much as we possibly can. But I mean, Cowboys offense is going to do more than Miami's.
I think that's a big thing as well, is that against most teams you fall behind 17-0, it's hard to stick with it. But like you said, Miami's offense, outside of the, obviously they got the Jalen Waddle touchdown late, but outside of those 2 turnovers by Bryce that set him up in good field position, heck, even the touchdown to Jalen Waddle was set up a great field position because of a long kickoff return. So yeah, their offense really wasn't doing much of anything. So I think that's the thing. Quickly.
There's what happens with the Panthers, at least with Panthers fans, is they desperately want defense and running the football to be the identity of the Carolina Panthers.
Sure. It's been for a long time.
And it works, but it is mutually dependent. Defense and running the football and defense. If one of those falters, then the other is going to have a much more difficult time, right? Because if the defense doesn't do their part, you can't stay as committed to the run. And then you have to depend on the pass, and then all of a sudden you're not a defense and running the ball team. Same vice versa, right? If your running game isn't picking up first downs, isn't staying on the field, isn't eating up clock, your defense is going to get tired. They're going to be on the field more. They're not going to be as good. So commitment to the run is great in theory until the defense isn't holding up their end of the bargain. And then you're turning to Bryce and saying, all right, I guess we're going to have to throw it 40 times. And then that's traditionally where bad things happen. What you want to have happen is the run game gets it done, and then on 3rd down, maybe 4th down, you turn to Bryce and hope he can be clutch like he was against Miami after the turnovers. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We do have more from ACC Tipoff coming up, quite a bit from ACC Tipoff coming up. Our next interview is with, as we go here, Ven-Allen Lubin, who has the unique story of being at North Carolina and transferring directly to NC State. And I asked him straight up, what were the fans like during that situation? If you want that answer, you have to stick around. And first, before we get there, Dennis Cox has something he'd like to say.
I do. Dennis Cox here from my good friends over at Raleigh Weight Loss Center. Folks, if you're like me, as someone in their late 30s who struggle with their weight, I know how frustrating it can be to try and find the routine and get stuff back to where get to the body where you want, get the weight down to where you want it to be. I know for me, my body doesn't react like it did when I was in college playing lacrosse. So I had to find a different way in order to get on a good plan that's obviously going to make sure to take care of my body. And this is where Raleigh Weight Loss Center came in. In about 10 weeks with Raleigh Weight Loss Center, I have lost 40 pounds. That's right, 40 pounds, thanks to the fine folks over at Raleigh Weight Loss Center. And I still have a few more that I want to get there, but I know I'm going to reach that goal weight, because the thing about Raleigh Weight Loss Center is the fact that there's an actual plan. There's a true plan. Hey, if you follow these steps, stay disciplined, stay dedicated, you're going to see results in some way, shape, or form. I mean, in the first 2 weeks, I lost about 15 pounds with Raleigh Weight Loss Center. Now I'm down 40. My body feels so much better. Feel a lot better, especially when I'm riding my motorcycle or I'm playing hockey, whatever it might be. I feel just better thanks to the weight that I've lost. And if you want to know more about the plan, you can set up a free 15-minute consultation with Raleigh Weight Loss Center, a free 15-minute phone call. All you got to do is go to RaleighWeightLossCenter.com or give them a call, 919-897-7506. Again, 919-897-7506, or visit RaleighWeightLossCenter.com. Give them a call. It's a free 15-minute phone call. Chat with them, see what all the plan entails, see what all the, if you have any questions or concerns, any health problems, talk to them about it, see if it's the right thing for you. 919-897-7506, RaleighWeightLossCenter.com. Results may vary.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Ven-Allen Lubin stopped by our table here at ACC Tipoff earlier today, senior big man for NC State. We'll have that conversation, and one of his teammates, Darrion Williams, incoming transfer from Texas Tech, one of the biggest names in the portal. Also, you'll hear from him coming up in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.
The road to college football's national championship runs through 99.9 The Fan. The ACC, the SEC, the biggest matchups will be found here.
And the redshirt freshman, Kalen, direct snap, Taylor, touchdown! Virginia wins it in overtime for the second week in a row.
College football on The Fan is powered by Wake Med, Roofworks, and Wilkinson Chevrolet Cadillac GMC in Sanford.
This party's getting crazy. Are those mini horses? And there's a build-your-own fireworks bar? Ah! Heads up! Whoa, and they've got the new ultimate blowout scratch-offs. Okay, now it's a party.
With $250, $500, and $5,000 prizes, the ultimate blowout scratch-offs from the North Carolina Education Lottery are exploding with wins. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning are 1 in 8.26. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Nothing beats a fairway green lawn. Now's the time to seed your fescue lawn. A lot of people think it's springtime, but that's incorrect. You got to get out there and do a core aeration seeding, put down the proper fertilizer at that time. And if you have a warm season lawn, now's an excellent time to start controlling winter annual weeds like poana. And of course, broadleaf weeds never stop, no matter what turf you have. So it's always a good time to apply the proper broadleaf weed control and your fertilizers. 919-329-0095. Visit fairwaygreen.com and go ahead and request a free lawn analysis. We'll be out within a few days and leave a very detailed lawn analysis in the door. Nothing beats a fairway green lawn.
Prime Big Deal Days is here with great kitchen deals. Greatness is a deal away. So if you love baking, you can get a deal on a new mixer, transforming you into the Lord of the Loaves.
Hear ye, make way for the baron of brioche, the sultan of sourdough, the lord of the loaves, prime member Dave!
Yeah, hi?
Get up to 40% off with Prime Big Deal Days now.
Think Verizon, the best 5G network, is expensive? Think again. Bring in your AT&T or T-Mobile bill to a Verizon store, and we'll give you a better deal. Now, what to do with your unwanted bills? Maybe turn them into paper airplanes headed to See You Never AT&T and T-Mobile. Jokes aside, the best 5G network has you covered with the most ways to save on plans, streaming, and phone deals. So bring in your bill to your local Verizon store, and we'll give you a better deal. Rankings based on Root Metric True Score report dated 1H2025. Your results may vary. Must provide a postpaid consumer mobile bill dated within the past 45 days. Bill must be in the same name as the person redeeming the deal. Additional terms apply.
Here on The Drive with Tim Donnelly on 99.9 The Fan, we are now joined by NC State senior forward Ven-Allen Lubin here at ACC Media Day, live from Charlotte. We'll start with, does it feel weird wearing red? I mean, there's I'm sure you're talking about it a lot, but going from UNC to NC State in the transfer portal, has it like become real yet, I guess, is being at an event like this?
Yeah, I'm sure it became real, early on. It really doesn't feel weird. I think it's just something that, I just want to embrace and be excited for. So I just know the switch up is a little different for most people, but for me, I'm just seeing it with a bigger picture.
We know college sports fans can be a bit fanatical. How crazy did it get when that news was being revealed?
It was a storm. It was on a storm, and and I get it. I understand why they feel that way, and they're very upset, and just the events that occurred. I just want to do what's best for me, for my family, for my future, and just to know that the situation wasn't right, and just want to move on and just trying to do what's best for me. And so I know a lot of people will disagree on that, and if they were in my shoes, they'll probably think differently. But it's okay. I want to move on. I want to be happy.
How do you deal with that? Do you just turn off the DMs and not refresh? What did you do to make sure you were staying where you needed to be mentally during a time like that?
I actually didn't turn it off. I actually looked into it. I think I have a strong enough mind to know just to be able to take that and not to take anything to heart. And, I always had a great support system to know that, not anybody's living your life, so they're going to have different perspective and opinions about you and thoughts. But don't ever take that to heart, to know who you are and, put that first. And so just to know that I put myself first, my family first, and my faith in God, just to know that whatever happens is, going to happen for a reason, and just not take anything to heart what people say.
Ven-Allen Lubin, NC State senior forward, joining us here at ACC Tip-Off. So then, of course, you show up at State, and immediately you're doing Navy SEALs training. That's the introduction there. What was that like, your team going through some of those courses?
Yeah, it was different and intense. Nothing that really can prepare anybody for, but except for the guys who was with the Coach Wade last year. But it was something that we decided to go through just to learn about ourselves and, about the team, to, stay resilient, to be able to be reliable and durable through, the adversities and through the tough times. And so I think that's something that really built us and to help us open our eyes.
You brought up some of the guys that were with Coach Wade last year at McNeese State. A lot of new guys on this team, incoming transfers, freshmen, a bunch of different ways. So would you mind playing a game with us? We call it a rapid scouting report. We've been doing it with a few teams. Where I give you one of the new guys, a player, and you use your vast knowledge of basketball, having been around college basketball, to give us a sentence or two on their game, kind of the first thing that comes into your mind.
Okay,
all right. First up, Kadir Copeland.
Fierce leader. He's a fierce leader.
All right, that's a good one. Darrion Williams.
Awesome playmaker. Great player overall.
Right. I'm going to have some follow-ups on this, but we'll get through them all first.
Yep.
Trey Holloman.
Trey Holloman, I'll say he's a resilient leader.
Alan Breed.
Well, he's kind of been injured,
okay,
for most of the time, so I really haven't been able to study him.
We'll give the NA and dash A. Matt Abel, the young guy.
Matt Abel, man, I'll say great overall player.
Terrence Arsenault.
I'll say he's a talented scorer.
And Ven-Allen Lubin's improvements from last year to this year.
I think that guy's a great, determined overall player.
All right. I like it. As a follow-up, Kadir Copeland, it seemed like the most emphatic answer you gave there, right? As a leader, he is somebody that came with Will Wade from McNeese State, and like yourself has had kind of a winding road through college. what's the real down low, right? Because Coach Wade's going to talk about his culture, and then Kadir's somebody that's been inside the culture at a previous spot. What has he told you about playing for Will Wade, or what you can expect this season?
Just to know that he's a very bold coach. He's going to say what's on his mind and just be able to, to push you, off your limits, to make sure that you're a little uncomfortable to be able to grow and to help your game. And he's also a man of his words. So anything that he says that he's going to do, as long as you do your part, then he's going to help you, and he's going to stay to it. He really want to help his guys, and really want to help the program in order to be successful overall.
Have you been on the receiving end of any of that honest feedback?
Yes, I have been.
What is he getting on you to fix or to improve upon?
I think he just really want me to be more of a vocal leader, and just to know that I can really help out this team with my experience, my maturity, and just the way I carry myself. I think that's something I can also pour into these other guys that because it's a new team, it's a new system, a new culture, and I think just my presence and my character can really help.
When talking roles in your career, and we've seen it as recent as last year, a little bit of 4, a little bit of 5, you can spread out a little bit. What do you think is the best way to use you in the offense?
Just all around, whatever it is, on the top of the key, on the on the elbows or mid post or even on the block. I can do it all. Just in order for me just to get a hand on the ball and just be able to play make and just make the right reads and just help my team to be able to score the ball.
For Matt Abel, your response was overall player. How has he kind of shown you that so early on, just incoming freshman?
Yeah, I think he's really talented. I think he can score on all 3 levels, and he's shown that. Even pulling up from 4-point line, he's able to have that range and to knock it down. And so, just for him to be so young and so talented is really, really impressive to me. Just to know that he has a really, really bright future.
Last question here. Out of Orlando, played for I think it was Austin Rivers' AAU squad, the Southeast Elite. Best athlete out of Orlando.
Best athlete out of
Who
Orlando.
Is it? Excluding yourself, obviously. You'll be confident. You want to pick yourself.
Yeah.
Rep for your city. Who's the headliner?
Coming out of Orlando, I'll probably say Riley Kugel.
Riley Kugel.
Yeah.
Right.
He's at UCF right now.
All right, I'll look it up. Appreciate the time. Good luck this season. And as always, hopefully we're able to do this again soon.
Absolutely. Thank you, Tim.
Once again, that is Ven-Allen Lubin, one of the main characters this year for the NC State basketball team, one of the main characters last year for the UNC basketball team. And how about that for his response to his decision to transfer? You could tell in his eyes, I don't know if it came across on YouTube, when he said the fans were what do you call it, the storm? Like it was a storm. And of course, my first instinct, as most coaches and most athletes would tell you, is, okay, well, the first thing you should do is delete your social media, turn off your DMs. And he said, no. I embraced it. He's like, I seeked it out. He looked basically looked into the fire, and he said, I'm strong enough. I have a strong enough personality to deal with it. And that tracks, because today he didn't seem rattled, right? He's here at ACC Media Day and obviously had to talk about it a whole bunch of times. And he did not end up seeming any worse for the wear. So strong-willed Ven-Allen Lubin, a player in the middle for NC State, which at times he's going to have to play above his size. We saw this at UNC as well. Guard guys taller than him, be physical, depending on who else is out there in the lineup with him for NC State. So it's good to have that kind of mindset of, like, I'm a strong person and I can do pretty much anything, right? Even what other people have to worry about, I don't have to worry about, is a good thing for Ven-Allen Lubin to be thinking, because he's going to be asked to do a lot for NC State, and seems like he'll be at least raring to go for the challenge. His teammate, Darrion Williams, is also going to be asked to do a ton by NC State. And we know that because his coach keeps telling everyone all the different things he can do. Will Wade will tell everybody, as he did many times here at ACC Tipoff, Darrion Williams can play the 1 through the 5. He showed up. He can do so much. He can do more than he showed at Texas Tech when he was an all-conference player. And we spoke to Darrion Williams, and I brought that up to him, and you'll hear his response to his coach's praise right about now, as Darrion Williams joins us here at ACC Tipoff earlier today. This is that conversation. The Drive with Tim Donnelly here on 99.9 The Fan. Now sitting down with us at ACC Tipoff in Charlotte, Darrion Williams, one of the many new NC State Wolfpack basketball players, senior forward. That's actually where I want to start, Darrion. What's the vibe of the team, right? Every team takes on its own personality, like socially, right? On the bus, getting a meal. What is this team like?
A lot of energy, very competitive on and off the court. Everything, we're around each other pretty much all day. Even outside the gym, we try to, especially in the summer, we try to be around each other a lot because nobody knew each other. I mean, we were all new, so we knew if we wanted to win, we had to build some camaraderie within the team.
Away from the court, where does the competition show? What are you guys competing in?
Video games.
What's the game of choice?
For me, I like sports games, but like 2K, Madden, but some people like COD, Warzone, all that stuff. I'm not the greatest at those. I'm not terrible. I'm not good. But like sports games, I'd say I'm pretty good.
All right. We're talking with Darrion Williams, NC State forward. Obviously, the transfer portal is part of college basketball. What you don't see as often is a player who's one of the key players on an Elite Eight team hit the portal and go elsewhere. Texas Tech, obviously a good team last year. JT Toppin returning. Why did you go into the portal?
I think I was going through the draft process, and as I was just talking to Coach Mack and the staff over there, they kind of had a team building, and I think we kind of mutually agreed it would be best if I just maybe went somewhere else, and I was decided to go to Coach Wade. But I think they'll be really good this year. I think Chris Anderson will be in the running for Player of the Year with JT, so they're going to be pretty good. I talk to them every once in a while and let them know I'm still doing it. I still talk to some of the coaches over there every once in a while. I'll check in, they'll check in. So it's still good ties over there. It's just the best decision for me to leave.
So once you hit the portal, what were you looking for? Like, what was, was State always on the top list, or did they convince you? How did that all turn out?
Well, until probably a few days before I went out of the whole draft combine, I was fully focused on the draft combine. I wasn't talking to anybody. My agents were talking to everybody and just kind of laying out what everybody was saying for me. And once I kind of was leaning more towards coming back to college, I just tried to get a top 3 or 5 that I was coming down to. And Coach Wade was always in the running. He nobody ever really put it out, like when that stuff started getting leaked or whatever was going on. Nobody ever really thought I was going to State, but I told Coach Wade they're fairly in the running, and here I am.
So if you were that kind of all in towards the NBA, what was the feedback from the NBA? What do you want to show them this year that maybe they didn't see, on last year's tape?
I think the couple main things was just fixing my body back. I think I got a little on the heavier side last year that I didn't like, and I think going forward it wouldn't have been best for me to try and have a long, prolonged NBA career or a professional career anywhere. So I want fast one thing and then get my percentages back up. I think I slacked a little bit for the percentages and everything, so it's getting those two main things up.
How'd you get your body in order? What was is that we talking diet? Like what were you eating?
It's go work out with Greg Golden and Steve, and then have your dietitian be Allison Wade, and it'll change your life.
All right. You also brought up leaks, right? We were all tracking the recruiting world, as everyone in college basketball does, and there were some leaks. How do you deal with that as a young person? And do you worry about someone in your inner circle talking? Like how does that handle? How did you handle that?
I didn't really think about it too much. I would see stuff. Some stuff I would see like, where did they get that from? Like, it was not even close to true. I think people just put stuff out there, but I knew at the end of the day it would be my decision. I talked to obviously a couple people in my family, a couple of my friends, and kind of laid everything out. Actually, Corey Barnett, who's a coach at Oral Roberts now, who's my assistant coach at Nevada, he helped me out a lot because I was laying down all the pitches to him, and he was. I just wanted to hear from a college coach's perspective what he thought, and he agreed with me. This would be the best spot.
We're talking with Darrion Williams, NC State senior forward. Coach has mentioned it multiple times. He's told us a few times. Your versatility is something he thinks that you guys can show, right? You can play 1 through 5. What do you think is the best role for you to play? Like, how are you best utilized to be most effective?
Whatever he needs. That's what I told him on the visit. That's what he told me. He said, I'm going to use you in a multitude of ways. And I said, okay, that's fine. As long as we're winning games, I don't really care what I'm doing.
So let me ask you this. Like, who do you model your game after? Who are the players? Could be NBA greats. Like, who are you watching tape of and thinking I can do some similar things?
I watch LeBron because he's my favorite player. So I watch him.
There you go. It's a good one to look up to.
Everything he does. I like Jalen Williams on the Thunder. When he was at Santa Clara, I watched a little bit of him. And then Draymond, just how guys do like the little things that aren't always on the stat sheet or not everybody wants to talk about, but to try and affect the game besides scoring is really what I try and do.
Kind of along those lines, if you're athletic, you can do it all. Build Bishop Gorman, right?
Mm-hmm.
High school that Good, very good basketball. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah,
but the football team is pretty bananas.
Yeah.
I mean, Zachariah Branch, I would have guessed was there around the same time you are, one of the top recruits in the country, wide receiver for Georgia now.
Yeah.
Did they ever come see if you could catch passes? Like, did they ever say, you're not doing anything in the fall, get over here?
Nah. Me and Zach had a few classes together. He was a grade below me, so.
Okay.
But good people. Nah, I never thought I wanted to play football. Football is honestly the sport I love the most until I got to high school. Then I kind of just stuck. I was like, I'm just gonna stick to basketball. But a lot of coaches, when I was in Sacramento in high school, those coaches tried to get me to play. But Gorman, I think they were stacked. They didn't really need me. They were cool.
That tracks. When the team talks goals. And now we're back to NC State. When the team talks goals, what are the things you mentioned that you're chasing this year?
I think everybody says they want to win the championship. They want to win the conference. They want to whatever. I think for us, we just want to be the most consistent team, whether that's practice or games. Like, we don't want to have consecutive bad days in a row. And don't build bad habits. I think those are the main thing for us. We want to keep stacking on the good things. And if we do something wrong, and making sure everybody is held accountable for their actions. That's from me to the walk-on our team, Jordan Snell, who's my guy, but he wanted to shout out, so I'm going to shout him out. But just know
Jordan Snell's been getting a lot of shout-outs recently.
Yeah.
People talk about captain and all kinds of stuff. He's been around, and he's been on Final Four teams, so he's got some bona fides.
Yeah, no, we played them that year, so there's a picture of me and him next to each other, so it's kind of funny. But no, I think just the camaraderie with the team, everybody can get on one another, and there's no personal feelings to it. It's just we're all trying to win, and we're all trying to get to a goal that we want to get to.
So you and Jordan Snell, right? Do you pass along the secrets of making the Elite Eight? Like, how often do you maybe, let everybody know what it takes, how much of a grind it is to get that far into March?
Yeah, I think when we have, you have those days where maybe it wasn't our best, we didn't have as much energy as we need to. Like me, I think Terrence Arsenault, I think Trey, the guys who kind of been, Jordan Snell, the guys who have been deeper in the tournament, just say how everything we do now translates to then. Like a bad practice now or like a habit we have now could show up later on that could bite us in the butt. And I think all the guys are hungry to win. The guys at McNeese last year, they got a taste of it. Everybody's got a taste of the tournament, but we're all trying to make a deeper run in that.
Not everybody. Matt Abel has not had a taste of the tournament yet. The incoming freshman, how good can he be?
Great. He reminds me of I think he's going to be like Christian Anderson from Tech last year, kind of not necessarily under the radar. I think Chris is a little more under the radar than him, but I think he's going to surprise a lot of people. Him and P2 are going to be two of the guys that or Paul McNeil are two of the guys that a lot of people are going to learn about. So
P2, that's the nickname?
Yeah.
All right, well, we can call him by the nickname. We're cool like that. P2 is a breakout is kind of what's being talked about a lot with him. What have you seen coming in and kind of seeing this version of Paul McNeil versus what we saw last year?
I think just him being more confident and him just putting his head down and working. I think last year I talked to him a lot actually, and he said last year him not playing and the coach kind of not doing what he said kind of messed with his head a little bit, and he didn't really know how to react to certain things. So I think just talking to him and letting him know, stay level-headed. You got to take the highs with the highs. You got to take the lows with the lows. So he's been really consistent, and I think everybody on the team would say he's improved the most from like day one in the summer to now. So I think he has big things coming.
Last question for you, Cali kid. Nevada, Texas, now North Carolina. What's your favorite part about Raleigh?
Favorite part for college is the first like kind of main city I've been in. Reno was nice. We had Lake Tahoe around there. That was really nice. Lubbock was beautiful. Not a lot of people would call it beautiful, but I loved every part of it. I think now just being like a main city is a lot more to do. It's not a college town necessarily. So I think just having more stuff to do and being able to go around and have fun in the city is good part.
All right. We appreciate the time and good luck this season.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Once again, that is Darrion Williams, NC State, incoming transfer from Texas Tech. One of the top transfers on most recruiting sites in the entire country, let alone coming to the ACC.
I mean, interesting that the NBA was a big-time possibility for him, and now he's, at NC State.
That's almost like
a big-time get for Will Wade.
It's almost like the perfect storm there, where he was so into the NBA that Texas Tech and he kind of agreed that it was all right. Well, we got to move on. So, and then the thing that the NBA told him was you need to get into better shape. Because that's not like a skill thing. That's not like, you actually don't handle the ball well enough or you don't shoot well enough. They told him you need to get in shape. So now you get him in shape. He looked like he was in good shape today. He said that he's dropped some pounds. Said that he's moving. Working with a dietitian and everything. So now State just has an NBA quality player who just had to, do a little extra cardio.
You know what? There are NBA quality players at Duke and NBA quality players at UNC. you got to have that level of talent for sure.
If you listen to our conversation with Will Wade from earlier, or any of the conversations he's had, the pressers he's held thus far, he's high on Darrion Williams. He is not afraid to tell people how good he thinks Darrion Williams will be this year. Quickly here, a little bit of an update on a story we talked about earlier. So the Bill Belichick UNC culture issues that have been reported on by WRAL's Pat Welter and many, many others. We talked with Pat yesterday on the show. They appeared to have, like Pat's article that he published yesterday appears to have opened some kind of floodgates where a lot of reporters' sources are now maybe speaking more openly, or like now that they're not the first to say it, becoming more comfortable. This latest report comes from Ollie Connolly, who is a writer for The Guardian. So that is the source we're getting this. He's tweeted out a couple tweets that, if true, become very, very interesting.
Yeah, a little thread here.
Per sources, again, according to Ollie Connolly, who writes for The Guardian. Per sources, Bill Belichick has discussed buyout options with North Carolina's hierarchy. Belichick has signaled a willingness to trigger his own $1 million buyout if he can find a soft landing with another team or in media. That right there becomes like again, Ollie Connolly's reporting. That tweet I just read is all his. That sounds like the end is near.
Well, let's continue on further with what he had to say.
All right. Members, this coming from the rest of the Twitter thread for Ollie Connolly, writer for The Guardian. Members of Belichick's coaching staff have already spoken to other schools that are expected to be in the CFB playoff about taking on roles during the postseason. From one coach, quote, "The rats are leaving the ship," close quote. Some staffers believe a change will come within 2 weeks.
Which they're off this week. They're at Cal next week on a Friday night.
More tweets. Reports from Ollie Connolly, writer for The Guardian. Reports of serious recruiting violations remain under investigation at UNC. Recruiting and practice violations have already been proven by the school, according to multiple sources.
Which is something that we already know from talking with Pat Welter yesterday, that there have been, granted, low level, but there still have been violations.
Last one here from Ollie Connolly, writer for The Guardian. Using recruit violations to knock down a coach's buyout has become a standard practice. If Belichick cannot find a landing spot to trigger his own buyout, he's expected to accept a greatly reduced compromised rate. Again, none of this is any reports that it's happening. None of the reports are that he's been fired or that he's taking a buyout. Once you start having those conversations, it is... The reason why I say it feels like the end is near is because college coaching is one of those things. You have to be 10 toes down. You have to be all in and invested. And when you start looking for lifeboats is usually when you start using lifeboats. That's, or you've read the writing on the wall loud enough to say there's no reason for me to try to fight this. It's inevitable. The things in motion have already been moved in motion. I do think it's interesting that Ollie Connolly did say that the recruiting violations have already been proven by the school, which would mean that the school is investigating their own coach, looking for violations that may be able to knock down the buyout. It wasn't have been proven by the NCAA or been proven by reporters. It was been proven by the school, according to multiple sources.
Well, something to keep in mind, as when I worked in college athletics, if you had a recruiting violation as a school, you were obligated to report it. So you had to report those things. So schools, there's a compliance officer that makes sure that, you're pretty much required by the NCAA to do it, to make sure that you are still following all the NCAA rules.
So that's the latest. That's what we have. And Ollie Connolly with the latest reporting. If you want the trigger, the catalyst that started much of these stories being published, WRAL.com. Pat Welter's reporting on Bill Belichick and the culture within UNC pretty much got all this started. And you can also check out on our YouTube page, 99.9 The Fan. Subscribe while you're there. We talked with Pat about the article yesterday live right here at ACC Tipoff. Speaking of live right here at ACC Tipoff, earlier today we spoke with Maliq Brown, Duke big man, and that conversation is coming up next. But first, Tim Donnelly here for Bailey's Fine Jewelry. There are certain things about events like this where coaches and players and media are all walking around. Everybody's noticing shoes. Everybody's noticing gear. Everyone's noticing swag. My eyes often go right to the wrist, and you can tell who knows their wrist game, their wristwatch game, their timepiece game. And if you don't know your timepiece game, but you'd like to, how about this? Follow Fox and Bailey Watch Shop on Instagram. If you're looking for, you want the nice watch, but you don't know where to start. You're maybe looking for a business watch. You want to wear it. You want to wear it in the boardroom. You want to have a commanding presence. You want to impress some people at events like this where coaches and players are walking around, but you just don't know. And you're going to make a sizable investment, so you want the details. Fox and Bailey Watch Shop on Instagram is a great way to learn and ask questions in their DMs. They have experts waiting to help you out. You can direct message and communicate with one of their watch experts kind of all in one place, and also stay up on the availability of certain pre-owned and vintage watches. They've been posting on their story 3 watches that are maybe some of the favorite vintage ones, and the options at Fox and Bailey Watch Shop located, or the Fox and Bailey Watch Shop located inside Bailey's Fine Jewelry at their Village District location. So it's a great place to learn. You can always stop into the shop and talk to the experts in person. They would love to tell you about all their in-store events and rare pre-owned releases and limited edition drops. But my point is, if you want to make a statement, they can help you do that. And your wrist is a great place to do that. Fox and Bailey Watch Shop on Instagram. When you're talking to them, when you're asking questions, make sure they know you heard about it right here on 99.9 The Fan. Now, as promised, Maliq Brown, Duke basketball player, injured at the end of last year. How's his shoulder feeling? Well, I asked him that at the beginning of our conversation, coming up next.
Get ready. Carolina Hurricanes hockey is back.
Aho now to Jarvis. Jarvis, go get the touchdown!
Let's go, Canes! Verdeen wide open. Rebound. And what a save by Anderson!
Let's go, Canes!
Now Hall all alone. In on Thompson.
The Canes regular season begins October 9th on your official audio home of Hurricanes hockey. 99.9 The Fan.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
Will you make the right call? Time's running out, pressure's on, and you need your roof replaced. Hi, I'm Holly from RoofWorks. It's 4th and goal, and the decision's in your hands. The competition can't stop you. You're about to score the game winner. We've trained for years for this moment to raise the roof for you. So avoid the noise and put us in the game. Call RoofWorks today or visit us online at roofworks.com. That's roof, WERKS.com.
Waking up, getting ready, sitting in traffic. Let's face it, getting to work in the morning is a lot of work. But when you get a great deal on your favorite McDonald's coffee, becoming a morning person is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Now get any size refreshingly cold iced coffee for $1, a delicious mocha for $2, and a frappe for $3. Available only during breakfast hours. Price and participation may vary, cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
You worked hard for your 401k, but if you've left your job, your money might be sitting in the wrong hands. I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and it's very possible that the 401k that you have had for years has hidden fees and limited investment choices. But if you're no longer with the company, that 401k may be at the mercy of your former employer. All of these things could be costing you thousands. Rolling over your 401k into an IRA can provide better investment options that align with your long-term goals. At Trajan Wealth, we're fiduciary advisors that are held to a higher standard with no hidden agenda and no hidden fees. Don't let your retirement dollars sit in an old plan, and don't roll it over to your new plan without consulting Trajan Wealth first. Call Trajan today, 919-200-4000. That's 919-200-4000.
Advisory services are offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly here on 99.9 The Fan from Charlotte, the location for ACC Tipoff. And we're talking with one of the senior leaders, senior forward for Duke basketball, Maliq Brown. Maliq, thank you for the time. We'll get the nuts and bolts out of the way. How are you feeling? How's the body? How's the shoulder coming into this season, obviously, with the way last season ended?
Obviously, with the season ending last year, we didn't want to end it the way we ended it. Just, coming back in during the preseason the whole summer, just doing some rehab, just hanging out with the strength and conditioning coaches and stuff, just get my body back right so I can finish having a good year this year for my senior year. They just been prioritizing me, just making sure that my mental and everything with my body is just taken care of during the summer and just getting back to just starting off the school year right.
And the shoulder feels good?
Yes, sir. It feels good.
Good. Jason Tatum, apparently he's the chief basketball officer. Yeah. What was his first message to the team in his new role?
Definitely. I mean, obviously it shocked a lot of us just not knowing he was going to be there and the role he's accepting, which is also a very huge role, just being the impact he has and just what he's done at Duke and NBA. So just knowing what he's doing now is just incredible. But, yeah, his message was just showing, when he got to Duke, just all the guys that was there before him just wanted him to succeed in life, just not in basketball, but also outside of basketball and his future career. So just saying the same thing, what they told him to us, it just meant a lot. And it also just, you could tell, it just touched a lot of the freshman faces, just seeing, the crazy impact that Duke players have on us now.
We're talking with Maliq Brown, Duke senior forward. I'm glad you kind of referenced that way. Like you've been around the block, right?
Yeah.
Maybe didn't shock you as much as others. So I think you're a perfect person to play one of our games. We call it Rapid Scouting Report, where I give you one of the new guys on the team, and just in like a quick sentence, tell me like what you think of their game. What's the first thing that pops into your mind about them as a player? All right.
Yep.
Caden Boozer.
Phenomenal facilitator.
Dame Sarr.
The X factor for sure.
I like that everyone starts with like all right, let's go.
Yeah. He's definitely a sleeper. A lot of people don't really know what he's going to bring to our table, and he's
Nick Hamenya.
Not the X factor.
Okay.
Yeah.
The X factor for all of them. I like it. Sebastian Wilkins.
Sebastian Wilkins is definitely a sleeper too. Just the impact he's had on the summer, especially and then reclassing up, just coming in with the juice, the pop he's bringing the whole summer. Just obviously just learning a lot and just keep bringing the physicality.
Cameron Boozer.
A dog. He's a dog. He's a dog.
Okay. I'm going to do my best to pronounce this correctly. Ife Ufachoku.
Definitely he's a vet. Just a lot of the guys, look up to him and just on and off the court, he makes our team better on basketball and off the court. Just the stuff he brings to our team is something that we definitely need.
All right, a couple quick follow-ups now. Are you aware that there's really no such thing as a sleeper on Duke basketball? The 2 or 3 of those guys you brought up as a sleeper, but just the nature of the beast, you guys are under the microscope in such an aggressive way.
Definitely, just knowing that we're not really a sleeper, but just knowing that you don't really see too much hype about them, but just knowing what they bring to our table inside of practice and the workouts that they've had. And just their mindset, just approaching, especially for freshmen, just how they've attack the workouts, even if it's just 5-on-0 walkthroughs or if it's film, just seeing the point of detail that they're paying attention to everything. It just shows a lot how they care and stuff.
When I brought up Cameron Boozer, you did your little like you did for everybody.
Yeah.
Then you just said dog. How does somebody, a freshman especially, have that kind of impact on you so quickly where already that's your reaction?
Just the mindset he's had the whole summer. I mean, obviously, being welcome to Duke just as a freshman, the first couple of months or a couple of weeks, not first couple of months, the first couple of weeks was just, a couple of workouts was hard, difficult, this and that. But just the jump he's made from the first summer to the end of the summer until now is just incredible, and it's definitely going to help our team in the way we really need to go, because the way he plays on ball, off ball, the way he can pass the ball, shoot, guard, defend anything. And he's a big body. He's a solid dude. So just doing that, we got like an anchor on, with that on our team is just incredible.
Speaking of jumps, end of last year, we all remember the Carolina game. You hit another 3. I think it was against Stanford. A couple, 3 threes right at the end of the year. We stretch big now, or are we expanding our range out to the 3-point line?
Yeah, definitely. Just knowing, obviously, just where I left off from last year, just now, just looking into that and just trying to add on and maintain from what I had from last year. Just keep adding on to my game, especially just during the summer, just looking back from what I got from last year.
Does the coaching staff encourage you to maybe spread your wings a little bit and launch from deep?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, our whole staff, even the coaches, have encouraged, everybody, even to our walk-on players, just, the things we do in our workouts, to try stuff like when we in practice, just to work on it, and, the confidence to take those shots, to make those plays, just giving us the ability and the freedom to do, because they know we're going to make the right plays at the end of the day. So just them giving us the freedom to play our best basketball.
What is the next step for somebody like Isaiah Evans, who last year, started off in kind of a supporting role, but at times was one of your key players?
Definitely. Just knowing what he brings to our team, just from when he left off last year, just games like Auburn, the Georgia Tech game, UNC game, and the ACC tournament, just knowing what he can do on the court, obviously from offensive end. So just this year during the summer, just knowing, he put on some weight, and now it's just like, we know what you can do on the offense end. So now it's just he's been very detailed on his defense and getting stops, getting rebounds, being the anchor guy on the help side, just doing the little things just to expand his game. And it's definitely something that we all notice, and it's going to help our team throughout the season.
With you not being 100% during the tournament run, and then obviously you played a little bit more against Houston, maybe, the entire run, both watching and then getting in there at the end, what were kind of, I don't know, some lessons you could learn from that run as you obviously try to get over the hump this time?
Definitely. Just cherish every moment. That's the first thing I wanted to say. And then without God, I couldn't be able to be on that court, just from the injuries and just being able to go back out there and compete in the rest of the season with my shoulder. But what I got from last year was just, it goes by very fast, and you don't want to waste any time, even if it might be during October and, it's a practice and you just want to get through it. It goes by fast, and, we all look back at it now and just, we be on the phone, have a little talks, and just wish we could go back. But now just knowing from what I learned from last year, me and Caleb, and now we got 6 of us returning from last year, just knowing what we learned from last year, just wanting to add on to the team this year so we can just enjoy it and have a good year all around.
Is the group chat still active with Cooper and Con and all those guys?
Yeah, definitely. We try to talk every couple of days, but now that their schedules is all different, all our schedules are different, so we'll try to watch their games, or they're watching our practices back from the film. But we're also very connected as a team.
Maliq, we appreciate you for taking the time. Good luck this season.
Appreciate it. Nice meeting you.
Once again, that is Maliq Brown, one of the big men for Duke basketball. Had an injury at the end of last year, impacted Duke quite a bit when he was not in the game, particularly on the defensive end. One of those versatile guys, can guard just about anybody. I want to quickly just break down 2 of the reactions, okay? We've done throughout the last 2 days these rapid scouting reports, where you get a player who's been around college basketball for a while, and we just throw names at them, usually the new names on their team, and get them to give us a little scouting report so we can kind of know what to expect from their games throughout the year. Maliq Brown talking about Cameron Boozer, their top-rated incoming freshman, and yesterday Seth Trimble, who's a veteran for UNC, talking about Caleb Wilson, their top-rated incoming freshman, both 5 stars, both top 10 recruits in the country. I bet if we played them back-to-back, Maliq Brown and Seth Trimble's responses are nearly identical. They both do a breath out, they take a break, and then they go, dog. Both of them. And I'm not saying Cameron Boozer and Caleb Wilson are the same. I'm just saying that it is a wildly impressive feat as a freshman in college basketball to be on campus a handful of months, however long it's been, and to have guys like Seth Trimble and Maliq Brown, who have played with and against some of the best players to come through college basketball in the last 3-4 years, to just have that impact already. I'm expecting big things from both Cameron Boozer and Caleb Wilson, because they obviously showed their vets something already to make them just go dog when we're playing rapid scouting reports. I'm going to compile all of those at some point. I'm going to write them all down, the rapid scouting reports that we've done throughout the week. And that's going to be part of our game-to-game preview, is bring up, which players were listed as dogs preseason by their vets.
Yeah, week 1. All right, Caleb Wilson, dog.
Yeah, it was Caleb Wilson and Cameron Boozer, according to their vets, just dogs immediately. And top 10 recruits in the country, so it tracks.
It makes sense.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We have the starting 5 coming up next. The latest in the Bill Belichick reporting, our latest from here at the ACC Tipoff, where we still have to name our Presence Aura champion, and much more. Stick around. But first, before we do that, I want to tell you all about Maynard Service Company. See, I was just doing the unexpected, because when the unexpected happens, Maynard Service Company is the number you need to call, right? It always pops up when you least expect it. The leak, right? I said this the other day. When your toddler decides it's the perfect time to flush a beach towel down the toilet, and all of a sudden the floor is wet, mommy and daddy, that's when Maynard Service Company needs to be in your phone. When it's hot outside and your air conditioner breaks, when it's cold outside and your heater breaks, which is more likely going to happen. It's going to get cold outside in the next few months. And of course, electrical as well, right? The serious stuff, you don't want to mess with it. You don't want to get zapped. Maynard Service Company, they won't mess with it. They're experts. They will go in and fix it and not get zapped, which is always a important part of electrical work, at least in my house. So if you're interested in some maintenance work done on your heating and cooling system, anything along those lines, or you want to keep this number in your phone for those emergency situations, the phone number is 919-361-0993. That's 919-361-0993, or visit them online at maynardservices.com, MAYNOR services.com. Now we'll have the starting five coming up next, including naming our All-Aura players and the latest on Bill Belichick and more. Don't go anywhere.
Adam.
I'm Adam Gold, and I'm there.
Tim.
I'm Tim Donnelly, and I'm there.
Dennis.
I'm Dennis Cox, and I'm there.
Victoria.
I'm Victoria Bodenecker, and I'm there.
Paul.
I'm Paul Eihander, and I'm there too.
You'll find them all here on the brand new 99.9 The Fan app. To work, to school, the beach, the mountains, the arena, take The Fan with you wherever you go. Available for Apple iPhone and Android phones. Download the 99.9 The Fan app today. Powered by Aspire Money Management.
Tim, I'm receiving an important update.
Ooh, are you getting night vision?
No. I just found out you could get $200 with Navy Federal Credit Union when you refinance your auto loans from another lender.
So, no night vision?
No night vision.
Learn more at NavyFederal.org/auto loans. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA. Credit and collateral subject to approval. Refinance loan must be at least $5,000 to be eligible for the $200. Terms and conditions apply.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right, you can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code POWER to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Here's Brandon with Parkway Sleep Centers.
Tired of waiting for a sleep treatment? At other sleep centers, it can take 6 to 8 months just to get an appointment and cost you thousands more. Not Parkway Sleep Health Centers. We schedule you within weeks and we'll save you money too. We have over 20 years of experience serving the Triangle. Let our expert team help you sleep better sooner.
End your sleep problems. Live your best life. Experience the Parkway Sleep difference. Visit parkwaysleep.com and start your journey to better sleep today. Parkway Sleep Health Centers. Sound sleep, sound health.
This hour of the Triangle Sports Leader is powered by Ritchie Law Firm, injury lawyers. Ritchie Law is on top of it. Go to ritchielaw.com.
That's ritchielaw.com.
They score! Broadcasting live from the Lenovo Studios. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Triangle Sports Leader.
I'm WRAL meteorologist Kat Campbell. Fall makes a comeback, and that change happens overnight. Still a few isolated showers this evening, then partly cloudy and breezy tonight with lows in the lower 50s. Thursday, it's mostly sunny and blustery with highs in the upper 60s.
Weather update brought to you by Newcomb & Company, where your comfort is their business. Visit newcombandcompany.com. 5 o'clock check of your money at the closing bell. Dow Jones down just 1 point to 46,601.
It's 5 o'clock. Time to serve up the biggest sports stories of the day. Here comes your starting five.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. It is 5 o'clock on a Wednesday. We are still out here in Charlotte at ACC Tipoff, where most of the players, actually Wake Forest is they're leaving as we speak. Just walking by. Most of the players are kind of done and ready to roll, and that means we're going to sit here and pass along all the information we learned. And part of that is the starting five, starting with number 5.
Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One through the crease. It'll come back for Nikishin at the left point. Alexander Nikishin wires and scores. A low shot to the blocker's side, and Alexander Nikishin has tied this game at 2.
The Canes play tomorrow, everybody.
Yeah, they do. Let's go. We're going to be out there at Lenovo tomorrow.
That's actually, this week is a crazy one because we're 2 days here at ACC Kickoff. Tomorrow, we're outside the Lenovo Center for the Canes opener. Friday, we are out at the SAS Championship, Prestonwood Country Club in Cary. I almost feel like I haven't gotten excited enough for the opener for the Canes because I've been so basketballed out here. But it's about time we flip that switch. It's about time we flip that switch. We're expecting to hear from and talk with on the show tomorrow Eric Tulsky, the GM of the Carolina Hurricanes.
That's right. He'll join us on set.
By all accounts, there's maybe a little ouchie going on with Pyotr Kochetkov as far as the injuries that are being dealt with.
A little nicked up, as Rod said.
Okay.
Today.
Nicked up is what we're dealing with Pyotr Kochetkov. Well, other than that, it seems like everybody that the roster will play as designed, which means, nobody missing time with an injury, nobody limited. That is a really exciting thing, I would assume, for a GM going into the first game because of exactly what I said. You're going to be judged on how the roster looks, and you just want it to be the roster you pick, right? Like you can live and die, you can with no regrets as long as the roster can play as you designed it. And I'm sure it's very frustrating for a GM when you think you have a great roster put together, but then a key piece gets hurt, and then everyone, the talent wasn't there this year, and you're like, no, it was. I designed it perfectly. How was I supposed to know he was going to, trip off the curb? So the fact that everybody appears ready to roll for at least the first game of the year is I think it's going to be really fun to see what the Canes have to work with this year.
Oh, likewise. I'm excited about tomorrow. I'm excited to see Keandre Miller in a Canes uniform for the first time. I know Nikolai Ehlers played a couple preseason games, but in the actual flow, it's not. I'm excited to see what these guys can do. I want to see what Nikishin looks like in a regular season game back with this team. I'm just excited to see what that's going to look like. The Jalen Chatfield back at practice, I know he missed like a couple days or whatever it was, but Keandre Miller and Jalen Chatfield as a defensive pair, the potential of that duo, holy crap.
For sure, but I'd also say, after I just gave that whole thing of the roster is as it's designed, I don't think we're going to know how these guys are going to be deployed for a little bit, right? Rod is going to tinker with the lines. He is going to experiment, or maybe even something as simple as, who's quarterbacking the second power play. There are still things that need to be figured out. Will Logan Stankoven stick as a second line center? Still needs to be figured out.
Yep.
So it's not like, they're a completely fully formed beast, but they don't need to be. Not until much later into the season, potentially the postseason. Maybe the trade deadline. Who knows? There's some salary cap things that make it very plausible that they still add as the season goes along. So tomorrow, game 1, you can hear it right here on 99.9 The Fan. You can hear it on the 99.9 The Fan app. So download that. Get ready and be ready to rock with us tomorrow outside the Lenovo Center pregame.
And if you're going to be there, swing by our tent. We're going to be, again, outside the Lenovo Center, as Tim just said. Come say hey.
Give us some predictions. Who's going to score the first goal? Who's going to win?
Yes.
All of it. We'll be taking those predictions tomorrow and making those predictions as well.
By the way, there's the new hashtag for the season, Carolina Country for the Canes.
That's not it at all. It's Carolina Culture.
I'm sorry, Carolina Culture. My apologies. My apologies. If I said it earlier at the beginning of the show back 2 hours ago, if the Canes win the Stanley Cup, I will get hashtag Carolina culture with the Canes logo and the inside of my left forearm.
I want some.
I will do that. I will get tattooed, folks.
I'm not a tattoo guy, so I'm not going to go that far.
I have 4.
But I think there's some fans out there that might join you in the pledge.
Let's go.
I think there's some fans.
Let's go.
And if you want to join him in the pledge, stop by. Let us know in person tomorrow. We'll get the picture. I don't think it'll be legally binding, but it'll be on your honor.
Then, yeah, exactly. We're by word here. On your word, handshake agreements.
And just so you know, if you're tweeting about the team, hashtag Carolina Culture is the hashtag for this year. All that means is it'll automatically give you the little Canes logo when you tweet it, and if you click it, obviously you'll find a bunch of other people that are talking about the Carolina Hurricanes.
I'm going to tweet this out, then I won't get the tattoo.
Put a timestamp on it.
I know.
I'm looking forward. Now, I mean, I already wanted the Canes to win, but now I really want the Canes to win. What number was that? We're
that was 5.
Number 5. We're just getting started. Let's get to number 4.
1, 2, 3, 4, all together.
Again, we're on this not roller coaster. We're on this treadmill that's set to 900, and there's hockey tomorrow. There's obviously basketball conversations to be had today. There's SAS Championship golf to talk about on Friday, and we're trying to get some cool guests for that. We're also right darn smack in the middle of football season, and that includes college football season. And to give you the options for the local teams, I believe both Duke and UNC are on bye this week. I believe that's true, which leaves me with NC State, which is who I wanted to talk about anyway. They're playing.
Yeah, Duke's on a bye. They don't play until next week when they host Georgia Tech.
All right, so Duke and UNC on a bye, which actually adds to the point I'm about to make about NC State.
Okay.
Ultimate statement game for NC State this weekend. They're playing at number 16 Notre Dame, which is a tall task. Don't get me wrong. CJ Carr is playing really well. They have some really good running backs up there. That is a very good squad. But kind of what we were talking about, actually it wasn't with you. Somebody on social media. I talked about Bryce. And one of the questions I asked about Bryce Young, Carolina Panthers, was how much credit do you give a guy for helping a team out of a hole that they dug? And the commenter said, well, isn't that basically what everybody does for the Brett Favres and the early career Josh Allens or whoever, like the gunslingers, where it's like you put up with the bad because of the good. And I immediately said, if you think his good is anywhere near those guys' good, we're just going to disagree and we're going to move on. But there is something to be said for if you do something horrendously bad and 2 or 3 things unbelievably great, that's kind of a trade-off that people are more willing to accept. All right, so if we look at it and say the loss to Virginia Tech was like a horrendous pick 6 down on the goal line on second down, and you could have just thrown it away and lived to play another day. You need to do something equally as good as that is bad to overcome it. At Notre Dame is a chance to cancel out what was a really bad loss against Virginia Tech at home. So that right there is your statement game. And then the other thing that's going to happen is right now State has some guys near the top of some statistical lists. CJ Bailey is 4th in the entire country at the FBS level in passing yards. Hollywood Smothers is 2nd in the entire country in rushing yards at the FBS level. And what you're going to hear people say is they're empty calories, they're empty stats. Oh, who are you playing against? Notre Dame on the road is how you validate all of that.
Sure.
You
Absolutely.
go out and have a great game. You don't have to throw for 350 yards, but you have a really good game against Notre Dame. The casual fans are going to go, oh, okay, no, he's a top 4 passer. That those top 4 stats are validated. If Hollywood Smothers goes out and runs for $120 and a touchdown, they're going to go, oh no, okay, yeah, he's a legit All-American candidate at running back, rather than, I don't know, State lost to, didn't they lose to Virginia Tech a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
Their running back can't be that good, even if he has 2nd most yards. But you win against Notre Dame, it validates everything. So it's a statement game opportunity. And then you build in the fact that in the triangle, nobody else is playing this week, meaning Duke and UNC aren't. You're going to get a couple extra ACC eyeballs pointed at your game, and another opportunity to make some casual fans your fans. So I'm looking forward to what NC State puts on the old tape this weekend against Notre Dame. That's number 3, I think. Number 2.
That was 4.
That was 4.
Now we go to 3.
count well when I'm out of the office. Let's get to number 3. We are also.
We're in Charlotte. Shout out Eric Collins, baby. Let's go. Shout out Eric Collins.
Can he be on the call again this weekend?
I hope.
It's got to be like a lucky hat thing, right? You got to wear your hat till you lose. The Panthers played with Eric Collins as the play-by-play guy, who happens to be the Carolina, the Charlotte Hornets play-by-play guy. He was doing his thing.
He was. It's Adam Amin and Greg Olson, by the way.
Okay, so
at least you get Greg Olson on the call.
That's true. Just needs to be somebody with Carolina ties,
right?
But he did his thing and they won the game. They're going to try to do the same this weekend against the Dallas Cowboys. Few things. We haven't mentioned this yet today, and it's part of the reason why this exists, to make sure we mention things like this. The Panthers have officially designated wide receiver Jalen Coker for return from the IR. So he has been out since the beginning of the year. Dealing with an injury from that kind of a purgatory between the preseason and the regular season. He got hurt. So he's been on IR. He has not been eligible to play or even to be activated for the beginning of the season. Now he's activated. That opens a 21-day practice window. That does not mean he is going to play this weekend. That does not mean he will even be active this weekend or taken off that 21-day window, but they could. And he did practice today. Was listed as, I believe, a full participant, although many of the beat reporters that were in attendance said he was working with the scout team. So it sounds like if I were a betting man, they're going to bring him along slowly this week, maybe aim for the next game as him into actually into a role on game day. But I think it's important he comes back. I do not think that a couple of catches from Xavier Legette against Miami make it so Jalen Coker is no longer needed. I do not think that a nice Bryson Tremaine catch here or there means what Jalen Coker did last year and in the preseason isn't something that could be a huge value to the team. I think it'll benefit everybody if and when he can get out there on a game field.
Absolutely.
Any other news on the injury? Oh, Chuba Hubbard didn't practice today.
Chuba Hubbard did not practice today. He worked on the side. So that's something to keep an eye on as well.
You feel a little bit better about Chuba Hubbard not being available after seeing what Rico Dowdle did last week?
Yes, and Rico's going to be motivated to play against his former team that chose not to re-sign him.
He keeps saying buckle up.
Buckle up.
He said it a few times, and even reporters came back the next day is that still your message? He was like, oh yes.
Yeah.
Buckle up.
Said it today. Yes, buckle up.
I did not stutter.
So keep in mind, Chuba Hubbard did not practice today, calf injury. So again, Dave Canales said day-to-day with him. Shaw Smith-Wade, who did not play last week because of a chest injury, was a full participant in practice, which is a good sign. Mike Jackson, who got a little bit banged up against the Miami Dolphins this past Sunday, he was a full participant, rib injury. Also, Jatavian Sanders, who's missed the last couple of games with an ankle injury, was a limited participant in practice, but at least he was working with the full team in some capacity today. No Taylor Moton at practice today. Elbow injury listed, did not practice, even though usually he gets a veteran day off on Wednesdays. So hopefully nothing too concerning. And also Tershawn Wharton, the defensive tackle, who missed last game because of a toe injury, did not practice today again either due to that same toe injury.
There you go. That's the latest for the Carolina Panthers. And that's number 3. Let's get to number 2.
Just the two of us.
Here's a pass on the right flat. It's picked off. This is going to be a pick 6. 10-5 touchdown. Touchdown TCU. Bud Clark took it to the house. Oh, my goodness. So TCU gets it right back, and they score a touchdown.
So here's how it goes, everybody. The Bill Belichick era in UNC, not going well. Our colleague, I should say, over at WRAL, Pat Welter wrote an article published an article yesterday. Since then, there's been a outpouring of reporting, insider reports, sources, building off of the findings of Pat Welter. And actually, WRAL, on one of their latest articles, did a nice little breakdown of some of the new findings today. So I'll just pass this along to you. A report from Tar Heel 247 reports that decision makers at UNC are looking into a possible exit strategy for Belichick. WRAL Sports is working to confirm that report. Sources told WRAL Sports that in a team meeting on Tuesday, that's yesterday, UNC cornerbacks coach Armand Hawkins would not be at practice due to personal business. That's what the team was told, according to WRAL. The Athletic's Bruce Feldman is reporting that Hawkins has been suspended for benefits allegations that came to light from the WRAL report yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm going to do my best to say this in a way that everybody can keep up, but there's a lot of moving sources. Sources told WRAL that there was a fight between two players in the locker room on Tuesday. I don't think that's as inflammatory as some of the others, but it's part of the story. WRAL said Belichick's staff is trying to find the leak of information. So they're doing the old, slip, sink ships.
Yeah, it ain't one person there, buddy.
More, a UNC parent told WRAL their son doesn't want to go to the facility anymore because it is so toxic.
I believe it.
And the last on this little breakdown on WRAL.com, defensive back Thaddeus Dixon is expected to miss significant time after getting injured against Clemson. The injury could end Dixon's season. Dixon is heavily mentioned in the report from yesterday as one of the players that has allegedly received preferential treatment from the coaching staff at UNC. And perhaps, parking spots and family field passes during games and things that could have potentially led to Armand Hawkins being suspended. Ollie Connolly of a writer for The Guardian, added a thread of tweets today that is the most drastic I've heard yet. Per Ollie Connolly's sources, writer for The Guardian, Bill Belichick has discussed buyout options with North Carolina's hierarchy. Belichick has signaled a willingness to trigger his own $1 million buyout if he can find a soft landing spot with another team or in media. If he's looking for other jobs.
I don't see another team that takes him on. I really don't. Unless it's just like, hey, can you be a consultant?
And it wouldn't be the type of soft landing spot that would make you willing to give up millions and millions of dollars in buyout money.
Yeah.
I would guess. The media, maybe? I don't know if he's that good in media based on what he did over the past year to draw a huge salary.
Is he going to go back to the Manning cast?
But he's at least he's listening. I mean, he's looking.
Could be back on with Pat McAfee.
I don't know how much. I don't know how well that pays. Because I assume you're not passing up buyout money unless it has something to do with getting a good amount of chunk of change back in your next situation. There is a long list of tweets from Ollie Connolly. I'm gonna skip to the last one because I think it's the most
hit the last two there.
All right, we'll hit the last two. Second to last tweet from Ollie Connolly in this thread. Ollie Connolly, writer for the Guardian. Belichick's communication with his staff in the past 2 weeks has been described as weird and distant, both of those in quotation marks, by multiple members of UNC's coaching staff. Multiple coaches were unable to get a hold of him during UNC's bye week.
He was in Nantucket.
Which was emphasized that he was able to visit 2 high school games while he was up there in the Boston area. The final tweet from Ollie Connolly in this thread, writer for the Guardian. From one UNC defensive assistant, what we've done to these kids is bleeped up. There you go. Thank you very much, Max.
Max, well done.
Bleeped up. And it's the 4-letter word you're thinking of there.
Yeah.
That's wild. That's wild. All of that, if true, is hard to comprehend. And then you actually, you know what? Just because we had similar observations, I saw you tweeted this out. I'm talking to Dennis now. When I was at the UCF game, I did notice how little communication there was between Belichick and darn near anybody else on the sideline.
Yeah.
And you tweeted out a similar thing for Clemson.
Yeah, because you had mentioned that. I kind of looked at it. It's like, he doesn't talk to anybody.
Not even really assistant coaches.
No.
Like his sons are on staff. They're not going up to him like, hey, Dad, what'd you see the safeties doing there? Like the players that do talk to him, it's not the normal interaction you see between a head coach and the sideline.
There was like 1 or 2 moments, I remember, after a defensive series where he had his tablet and he was looking at it, and then he walked up to the defensive linemen that were sitting on the bench and like showed them something maybe like and walked away. But during timeouts, during TV timeouts, commercial breaks, where generally you see staff and players like huddling up and coaching and going over those things, he wasn't involved in any of that. I didn't see when players were coming off the field him be like, pull the quarterback aside or pull a defensive back aside and say, hey, good job on this, or like, hey, make sure you, whatever it is, do like some sort of coaching tip, or, whatever it might be. You just didn't see any of that. It's just the lack of connection. I mean, it was just mind-boggling. Just to see that was just very, I don't know. It was just different. I guess because having been a former coach, anytime I was making substitutions on and off the field, I was telling something to somebody before they went on the field or came off.
My college coach, who is now the head coach at Temple, I describe him as a CEO-style head coach. Like, he wasn't an offensive coordinator. He wasn't a defensive coordinator. He hired guys, empowered them to run their sides, and he more was like the big picture. I can't remember like a touchdown pass I threw that the head coach didn't come over and at least say, and we didn't always see eye to eye. Like, we didn't even have the best, I wouldn't say we had the best quarterback to head coach relationship ever. He would still like, hey, good ball. Hey, sometimes he would help me with the social game. Hey, go tell your offensive line that's on them. Go thank them right now. Great job. And then he'd go do something else. And like, there wasn't that. And it's weird. And maybe we're all like, we're looking for things now and making mountains out of molehills, but it's obviously there are some mountains of problems within UNC, and they probably did start at molehills at some point in time.
You said this earlier, and I think this is the thing that we have to emphasize here, and you said it earlier. No one's come out and denied any of this. Nobody.
And like
nobody.
We were talking with Pat Welter off air, and I said this to him. I was like, I trust Pat. I think his reporting was all accurately done. Even with it being true, I would expect a couple just ride or dies to get out there and deny it for Bill Belichick, right? There's like somebody that just owes him their career would not, or just loves the guy, wouldn't step up and go, no, the culture is great and we're working on it and it's going to take time, but all this is wrong and those parents are bitter. Like, nobody has said any of that. It's just been radio silence from, I haven't even heard former players. No. Like I haven't even heard the Patriots from 2006 haven't jumped out there and been like, I don't know, it doesn't sound like my coach. Like, there's been none of that, which is just, there's a lot of smoke, and I think people know what usually follows smoke.
Oh, yeah.
That's number 2. Let's get to number 1.
Go one!
So every year, twice a year, we come to these ACC media events. We are live here in Charlotte for ACC basketball tip-off. For ACC football, for ACC basketball, and we talk to as many players as we can, especially the guys from local schools, and we talk to as many coaches as we can. And one thing I noticed, we stumbled into this little award. The first ACC kickoff I came to as a member of 99.9 The Fan, I remember being kind of caught off guard by Riley Leonard, who was the quarterback at Duke that year, because I went, that's Duke's quarterback, which, if we're being real, it's not the Dallas Cowboys quarterback, right? It's Duke's football's quarterback coming off a down couple of years. But when he walked in, everybody kind of stopped. Everybody kind of looked. And everybody kind of was like, who's that? What's he got going on? Mm-hmm. And I mentioned it on air. And then Riley Leonard went on, and almost immediately they upset Clemson, and there was storm in the field.
Yeah, very first game of the year.
And it was like, oh, maybe there's something to this presence thing.
Before you know it, college game days there when they're playing Notre Dame, and absolutely.
So what we've done is we've tried to pick who, like, just naturally. Like, they didn't have to walk in and yell. They didn't have to do anything attention-seeking. Who naturally walks into these ACC media events and commands the room? And throughout time, it's been one of the years, it was DJ Burns. They ended up in the Final Four, NC State. It was Armando Bacot one year. It was P.J. Hall at Clemson one year, who had an All-ACC year.
And they went to the Elite Eight that year.
And then on the football side, it was Cade Klubnik when he was ACC Player of the Year. And we have all this, like, this is receipts. You can go back and hear when we said this. So it's not like we're just looking at the end of the year. Who had the best year? Let's say they had the presence. And then for this year was Darrion Mensah for Duke at the football event. This year, there's 2 names that popped into my head. After all the players are done, they're wrapping up, we're making our decisions, and I'm just going to give you the 2 finalists.
Okay.
1, Henry Vassar.
Yeah.
Big guy for UNC. 7-footer, brought in on a transfer from Arizona, where he was kind of a role player, but in his moments shined. And Darrion Williams for for NC State.
Yep.
Those 2 were the ones that felt the most comfortable. They felt like everybody was listening to what they were saying. They were trying to eavesdrop on their other conversations. So I mean, we have to pick one. It's a tough decision.
It really is. But those are the two of the guys that popped into my head. I know, like Starling from Syracuse walking around, Hunter from Clemson as well. Those guys walking around. It's like, okay, there's something a little bit different going on over here.
I think Trayvon Spillers from Wake had a little bit of that, a little bit of that commanding presence. I think I'm going Darrion Williams, NC State.
Okay.
I think
I was going to go Vaysar with North Carolina.
I think I'm locking in Darrion Williams. And I think part of it was also just like there's an NC State boost. And UNC and Duke, I guess maybe we're used to it. Like they are always going to be a little bit more attention-seeking or attention-grabbing. But State this year felt on that level. And Darrion Williams, I think, is a big part of it. So I'm going Darrion Williams as the All-Aura player for the ACC Tip-Off 2025. We'll have to revisit it at the end of the year and see how he does.
Okay. I was going to go Vaysar. But you and I both had the same
51-49. It's a close one. I still expect Vaysar to have a really big season for UNC. But Darrion Williams is the pick. I'm not going back on it. It's locked in. Double stamp it, triple stamp. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Dennis has something else to tell you.
Dennis Cox here for Loan Pronto. Folks, are you trapped in a high-rate mortgage? Maybe you're watching all your hard-earned money just vanish away every single month. Well, stop with that nonsense. Right now, Loan Pronto, they are delivering the lowest mortgage rates in 3 years. Loan Pronto's rate reduction home loan program is a streamlined, low-cost way to slash your house payments by hundreds of dollars a month. Lock in a fixed rate as low as 4.99% APR and close in as little as 2 weeks. No appraisal needed in most cases, and here's the kicker. You can skip your next 2 house payments entirely. Don't wait, folks. Rates this low won't last. Call Loan Pronto now for your free, no-obligation quote. Imagine this. Lower payments, more money in your pocket, and a fresh start with a better mortgage. Call 919-381-1760 or visit loanpronto.com to lock in your new low rate and skip those next 2 payments. Don't let high rates hold you back, folks. Call 919-381-1760 or go to loanpronto.com right now. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Next up from our coverage here at ACC Tip-Off, Will Wade from earlier today, the head coach of NC State. That conversation, a little replay for you. Coming up next. Don't go anywhere.
Get ready. Carolina Hurricanes hockey is back.
Oh, now to Jarvis. Jarvis, go get the touchdown!
Let's go, Canes!
Verdeen wide open. Rebound. And what a save by Anderson.
Let's go, Kings!
Now Hall all alone. In on Thompson.
The Canes regular season begins October 9th on your official audio home of Hurricanes hockey. 99.9 The Fan.
It's bow time. Fumble in the food on game day? Rookie move. But you know Bo can make your tailgate a winner, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Because the Carolina Legend has everything you're craving. We're talking crispy, juicy chicken loaded with real Southern flavor, fluffy, scratch-made buttermilk biscuits, and all the fixins to feed your whole crew faster than you can say touchdown. Be the MVP this season and let Bojangles do the cooking. Order your tailgate today. It's bow time.
Planning a tailgate? Then it's bow time. Bojangles has everything you need for the perfect tailgate, no matter how many fans you're trying to feed. There's the original tailgate, the super tailgate, and for a really big crowd, the jumbo tailgate special. And if you like your chicken off the bone, choose the Supreme's tailgate special that includes 12 perfectly seasoned tenderloin fillets. So grab the tickets, get that Bojangles tailgate special, and go. It's bow time.
This is what WRAL weather coverage sounds
severe
like.
Thunderstorm warning right now in the WRAL Severe Weather Center.
When your safety is a priority.
An indication that there is a tornado on the ground, so get in your safe spot
in this area, get in your safe spot right now.
With the tools that make a difference.
WRAL Storm Tracker is inside the storm.
WRAL has the only dual Doppler radar in Wake County.
Hear it and see it every day.
It looks like the storm is doing exactly what we predicted to do.
That's WRAL News. Weather coverage you can count on.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly here on 99.9 The Fan continues our coverage from ACC Tip-Off here in Charlotte. with the head coach from NC State, the brand new head coach, although it seems like he's been here for a while, Will Wade. Will, thank you for taking the time. Do you get the sense, or do you talk with your team or the players you brought about maybe dealing with some hype? Because it does seem like you're kind of the belle of the ball here. A lot of people expecting big things from the program.
I don't think we're to that point yet. I wouldn't consider us the belle of the ball. We got a lot of work to do. We're just trying to lay a strong foundation, make sure we build our program on a solid foundation, and so that's been our focus. And we just try to focus on what we can control, which is how we work every day, and not worry too much about all the outside noise.
When you took the job, I assume there was a plan, a to-do list in place before season one. When you look at your roster, do you think you accomplished that plan?
Yeah, I feel really good about our roster. My staff did a great job, from our front office staff with Andrew and Patrick to my assistants. Everybody did a great job putting together a team that, defensively we've got 7 guys with over a 7-foot wingspan. So it gives us the length and the athleticism that I think we need defensively. And then offensively, we're shooting the ball really well. We're shooting 38.5% on over 1,100 threes in practice, 5-on-5 play. So I feel really good about where we are shooting it. If you're long and athletic defensively and you can make shots, you're going to have a pretty good team. So we've put our team together with some positional versatility, and our staff has done a really good job putting the right pieces and parts in play.
Where in that whole plan, and obviously a ton of data collected and everything, where does training with the Navy SEALs come into play?
That comes in just because I'm not very smart. But, I'm getting too old to do that. I was happy I didn't have to file a workers' comp claim on Monday after doing that. But, look, the Navy SEALs are the best in the world in terms of communication and teamwork. Their teamwork's a lot different than ours. The consequences are a lot more serious when their teamwork fails. And so they've got some processes that are really, really good. And so these are some guys that I've used. I don't use them every year, but we've used them multiple times. This will be probably 7th or 8th year of my head coaching career that I've used them, and they do a great job with our guys in terms of really pushing them outside their comfort zone, pushing them to communicate, pushing them to think about communication and teamwork in a different way.
Did one of your players maybe crush it? That is obviously a not usual situation for them, and the SEALs are notorious for trying to break you. Did somebody stand out?
Well, I think the cool part about doing it is that everybody's got different strengths. We have some guys who are really physically strong but not very good in the pool. We got other guys that are physically not as strong but really good in the pool. So the point of doing that is it takes everybody on the team playing their part to complete a full mission or to complete a full game. And so somebody who may be better defensively, somebody who may be better offensively, however you look at it, I think that's what it teaches you more than anybody just absolutely killing. Look, we don't have any guys that are going to go into the go be SEALs after this, but we have some guys that were very certainly very, very impressive. But you've got some guys that are going to lead vocally. You got some guys that are going to lead by example. You got some guys that are good in the pool. You got some guys that are better with the thinking and the strategy part of it. And so it takes all of that working together to complete the mission.
That sounds a lot like basketball. We're talking with Will Wade, NC State head basketball coach. So let's talk about some of the fits on the basketball court. Last time we talked with you, I've heard you say it elsewhere, Darrion Williams can play anywhere, right? Is that obviously that's a good thing, but how difficult is it to figure out your rotations in your roster and who maybe is in the core units when you have a guy who can fit everywhere?
We're still working through that. It's a lot, we'd rather have and not need than need and not have. So, you've got somebody that can play multiple positions, that's versatile, can do a lot of different things. Then it's on us to fit the right pieces around him to make sure that we're playing off him and that we're putting him in the right positions and that we're playing off him and he's allowing the other people to be in the right positions where they can make plays as well. So that's part of what we're still doing right now is we're in the preseason trying to get that ironed out and trying to get that as seamless as we can be as we head into game one.
Is Matt Abel, as a super highly heralded freshman, is he ready to step into a role, as soon as his career gets started, contributing in a big way?
Oh yeah, Matt will be able to step in and contribute from day one. He's the hype train is out, but he's still a freshman. I mean, there's going to be some ups and downs. He's not a robot. He's not just going to come out there and score 30 the first game. I mean, it'd be great if he did. We'd love it, but that's not the way this works. I mean, these guys are humans, and he's a freshman, and he's going to have some ups and downs, but he's going to have a lot more good days than bad days, and we really believe in him. We really have a lot of confidence in him. Our team has a lot of confidence in him, and I think he's going to be one of the best freshmen in the ACC and one of the best freshmen in the entire country. And so we're really excited for everybody else to get to see what we see every day in practice.
When a new coach takes over, a lot of the hype, as you brought up, is on the guys you bring in, your recruits, your transfers. Paul McNeil, though, is getting some buzz here as a potential breakout. As a player that was already at NC State and you retained, how have you learned his game maybe differently than somebody that you initially recruited?
Paul's been phenomenal. Paul had some really good games the last 10 games last season. He really came on and did some good things, but he's been excellent for us. He's shooting 46% on over 180 3-point attempts in live play. I mean, he really shoots it well. He gets fouled about. Doesn't say much about our defense, but he gets fouled about once a practice on a made three for 4-point plays. I mean, he's got a special, unique talent, and he really has worked hard. He's worked hard on his body. He's gotten stronger. He's doing everything that we've asked him to do, and really proud of him and his consistency and his work ethic. I think he's poised for a breakout sophomore year.
We're talking with Will Wade, NC State head basketball coach. And last year's McNeese State head basketball coach, bringing in Kadir Copeland and Alan Breed with you out of the transfer portal. Are they almost, and I like not with the official title, but almost like assistant coaches installing the culture and system that you want to run?
Yeah, they know our standards. They know how we go about business every day. They're able to prepare the players and translate some of what I'm saying to the players. Hey, look, he said this, but this is what he actually means. So they've been able to do that, and they've been able to do a really good job of that. And I think that's expedited our growth process as a team this year. And so we're very fortunate to have both Q and Breed.
Last question for you, and I did kind of group source this one from a group of State fans. They eliminated some questions, and I said, you got one. Which was it going to be? They want confirmation that the rev share and NIL support that you were hoping would be there when you took the job has been there. So has it? Has the follow through?
That's an
happened?
Emphatic yes.
Okay.
So we've got everything we need to win, and our administration has been incredibly supportive, and we've got everything we need, and it's on me to get it done. If we don't get it done, it ain't our administration's problem. It ain't our fans' problem. That's on me. So we've got everything that we need to be successul.
A little bit of like to quote Spider-Man, with great money comes great responsibility for the head coach.
That's it. I mean, that's how you want it. And I love our fans. They care. I'm gonna see the other side of our caring when we lose. I understand that part of it too. But look, you'd much rather everybody be invested and everybody be all in, and it hurt when things don't go well, and that's what we're going to have this year. But we're going to have a lot more good nights than bad nights, and we're very excited to get started, and very appreciative of our fans and our administration and all the support that they've given us.
Coach, we're appreciative of your time here, and good luck this season.
Thanks so much.
Once again, that is the new head coach, NC State men's basketball, Will Wade, and confidence. Actually, I like what one of our commenters said. One of our listeners said, I almost thought Will Wade was going to say, I feel great about playing basketball right now.
Yeah.
Which, if you listen to the show, is one of our favorite drops from Dave Canales of the Carolina Panthers. Certain coaches just love the game. They're all about ball. And Will Wade seems pretty confident and ready to play some basketball as well. Before we move on, Dennis Cox, you have something you'd like to tell everybody?
I do. Dennis Cox here for my friends over at Law Tigers. I feel great about riding my motorcycle right now. In this type of weather we have going on, I cannot wait to get back out there on two wheels and ride once again. But that's something you're going to see out there on the road a lot, folks. A lot more motorcycles out there on the road. So make sure that as a driver, you check your blind spots. Make sure that there isn't a motorcycle sitting there. And also just keep an eye out for motorcycles as they may be turning off from other roads, but also as a motorcycle rider, it is also your obligation, and you have to do your best to make sure that you do everything that you can to make sure you are visible out there on the roads. But if you are injured in a motorcycle accident, you got to give Law Tigers a call at 1-800-LAW-TIGERS even before you contact the insurance companies. Insurance companies, they want to give you the least amount possible. Law Tigers, they are there to fight for you. Your case evaluation is always free, and you don't owe a dime until your case settles. So again, contact 1-800-LAW-TIGERS and speak to them even before you give a written statement to the insurance companies. 1-800-LAW-TIGERS, North Carolina's motorcycle lawyers. Law Tigers is a network of independent law firms who are members of the American Association of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers. Law Tigers is not a law firm.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan, will be back with a conversation with one of the players from a very trendy pick across the country in college basketball. Louisville hit the transfer portal hard. Ryan Conwell, one of those transfers incoming. They're picked 6th in ESPN's preseason rankings, the highest-ranked team in the ACC. We talked with Ryan Conwell about those expectations, and you'll hear it next.
Adam.
I'm Adam Gold, and I'm there.
Tim.
I'm Tim Donnelly, and I'm there.
Dennis.
I'm Dennis Cox, and I'm there.
Victoria.
I'm Victoria Bodenecker, and I'm there.
Paul.
I'm Paul Eihander, and I'm there too.
You'll find them all here on the brand new 99.9 The Fan app. To work, to school, the beach, the mountains, the arena, take The Fan with you wherever you go. Available for Apple iPhone and Android phones. Download the 99.9 The Fan app today. Powered by Aspire Money Management.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy. In 2011, I founded Wesley Financial Group with one goal in mind: to help honest folks out of their timeshares permanently. Today, I run Wesley with my 2 sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we'd want our own family treated. That philosophy has helped us grow into the largest, most trusted timeshare cancellation company in the United States. Fortune magazine even recognized us as one of the best places to work. Why? Because we genuinely care. In fact, some of our former clients were so moved by their experience working with us, they joined our team so they could help others to timeshare freedom. If you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-790-1400. 800-790-1400. 800-790-1400.
Are you in charge of running the building maintenance plays at your workplace? If you're facing roofing issues, you gotta get RoofWorks into the game. Hi, this is Holly with RoofWorks. You can count on us to be your MVP when it comes to taking care of your commercial building roof. We handle leaky roof repair, coatings, total replacements, upfits, and we even do commercial gutters. Let us show you what a valuable addition we are to your building maintenance team. Contact us today online at roofworks.com. That's roof, WERKS.com.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly here on 99.9 The Fan continues our coverage from ACC Tipoff here in Charlotte. Sitting down with us now, Ryan Conwell, Louisville senior guard. Ryan, appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Long kind of winding road to Louisville. If I have this right, it was freshman year at South Florida, sophomore at Indiana State, junior year at Xavier, now senior year at Louisville.
Yes, sir.
What are you looking for? Like, what makes you keep entering the portal?
I would just say, I mean, every school I went to, it wasn't like I just wanted to go there and then enter the portal.
Mm-hmm.
I would say just the past 3 situations that I was in was due to, coaching change, and it kind of put me in a tougher position just having to find another place to go to, whether that was to follow, my old school, my old coach, or stay at the old school and different things like that. And, I mean, I'm very thankful for it all, though. I'm just thankful just to have had those experiences with different coaches, and I think that's a huge reason to why I am who I am today. And I'm thankful just to be here at Louisville now. So,
do you get better at it? Like, are you like an expert at being in the portal where you can sift through the, what's BS and what's real, or which teams are actually interested? Like, are you really good at it now?
Nah. I mean, one thing. I mean, I really don't like being in the portal. Just because it's like, it's not only that you have to change schools, but you really just have to change your whole lifestyle. Like, you move into a whole new state, a whole different experiences. You meet new people and things like that. But I mean, me and my family, we definitely, at least this third time around, we kind of, understood what we had to get done, and I was just thankful to have different options from across the country, and it's all a blessing. And I was just thankful to be able to, find Louisville as my home. So
we're talking with Ryan Conwell, Louisville senior guard. What was Pat Kelsey? What was Coach Kelsey's pitch? Like, what was the thing that appealed to you about Louisville?
I would just say just his energy, the way he just, viewed my game, the way he viewed me as a person, and who he is just as a person and as a coach, someone that I, could view myself playing for. And I would just say the system, that we play at Louisville, is what attracted me as well, just being able to play in a fast-paced offense, layups and threes, it's just different things like that, and play with a great group of guys. And I would also just say the culture, just the way, he always preaches 25 strong, the way everyone is respected, no matter if you're the manager, no matter if you're the custodian, no matter, if you're the head coach, everyone deserves that same respect. And that's something big to me as well. So.
You and a few others made the same choice, right? You, Adrian Woolley, Isaac McNeely, third-ranked transfer class according to 24/7 Sports across the country, and the others have more than 3 commits. So,
right.
You guys were 3 of the crown jewels. You're all about 6'4", 6'5",
right.
Combo guard, shooting guard, shooting. Like, who takes the shots, right? And you throw in Kobe Rogers and a few other guys that are,
right.
Either coming off injury or still around.
Yes,
the cliche is there's only one basketball. How is that working out?
I would say we all know that we have to sacrifice. We all know the skill set that each one of us have. But I think that's what's also going to make us so good. If we all are willing to sacrifice and build that chemistry amongst one another and know that it's not going to be your night every single night, just because that's just how basketball goes, But I think just the fact that we all just understand one another's game and we just can play off of each other and, help each other is what will allow us to go far. So,
who wins the shooting contests?
It depends on the day. It depends.
All right. We're going to keep it coach speak. That's okay. All right, fine. ESPN has Louisville as the 6th best team in the country coming into the season, preseason rankings, highest ranked team in the ACC. Does that put added pressure on you and your teammates?
Nah, not at all. I mean, I would just say we're confident in who we are as a team, but, to be honest, we don't really, look at the rankings. No matter if we're ranked 6 or if we're unranked, we still have to, produce on the court, so that at the end of the day, that's really all that matters.
Does it put a target on your back where maybe you're feeling other people chasing you because you're the highest ranked?
I would say it can. People may put a target on our back, but, I mean, we're not afraid of that. I would just say, we're very confident in who we are. Like PK said, we're not ducking any smoke. So, we know we're going to have to play against the best of the best, and we want to be the best. So whatever that takes is what we'll have to do.
We're talking with Ryan Conwell, Louisville senior guard, incoming transfer from Xavier. I'm interested, right? You've played basketball all over the country. You mentioned you had options all over the country. Prior to being here, what was your impression or what was the reputation of the ACC as a conference?
A very, very skilled conference, just very skilled, just very skillful players too. A deep conference, could have a lot of teams in the tournament. Very historical programs in this conference, and a conference that I've been watching since I was young. So,
Louisville hosts Kentucky, 3rd game of the year. What have you been told about that rivalry and what it means?
You hear about you hear about your whole life,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think it'll be like anything that I've ever experienced. I'm definitely excited for that game, but I'm excited for every game, to be honest. Just being able to play with this Louisville, across my chest and my last name on my back is just something that, I take a lot of pride in. And no matter who we're playing against, I know we're going to give everything we got. So,
you brought up earlier as part of, the decision that coming out of the transfer portal, Coach Kelsey and his energy. They were dead last in the ACC not that long ago for a couple years. And then last year he shows up and suddenly they're second, 18-2 in the conference. What makes him such a program changer? Where he shows up and a drastic change like that can happen?
I would say just the culture he implements. Just the style that he brings to the game.
When you say culture, I just want a quick follow-up.
Yeah,
What do you mean? Like the culture? What is a Pat Kelsey culture?
Definitely, like I was saying, 25 strong, power of the unit. Relentless effort, competitive excellence. All the different things.
You memorized the whole,
all
the core values. That's right on the playbook, isn't it?
He talks about it all the time. E plus R equals O. It's like, your events and your response equals the outcome. So it's like basically only control what you can control, and let all the marbles fall in place. But I would say just all those different things, just his morals, he's just a man of faith. Loves his family and loves the game of basketball, and he recruits those kind of players as well, and it's something I take a lot of pride in, being that type of man as well. So I would say just bringing that culture and just his energy. Everyone knows him just to be the energetic guy, but he's such a positive guy that people just gravitate towards, and I think that's a huge reason why he's able just to just turn things around. So
Ryan, we appreciate the time. Good luck this season. Welcome to the ACC.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Once again, that was Ryan Conwell, Louisville, one of the predicted top teams in the ACC. He's part of a three-headed incoming transfer class that is ranked as the third best incoming transfer class in college basketball by 247 Sports. And the two above, by the way, one is St. John's, has 7 players. I believe the other has 4 or 5 players. So the fact that they're that highly ranked with just 3 incoming transfers shows to the quality of those transfers. It's a good time to remind everybody that we've been here at ACC Tipoff in Charlotte for the last 2 days, and we've grabbed a ton of interviews. And to start off Overdrive, you will hear once again from Jon Scheyer of Duke and Darrion Williams from NC State. Jon Scheyer, head coach, Darrion Williams, speaking of big transfers, maybe the biggest incoming transfer to the ACC, meaning highest ranked. But we've also talked with Maliq Brown from Duke, a senior leader. We've also talked with Cameron Corrin and Brandon Cummings from Pitt, Jeff Capel from Pitt, their head coach, as well as the guard on some of the really impressive Duke teams in the mid-'90s. A couple of Wake players, Wake Forest, Makai Mason, Trayvon Spillers. You heard Will Wade from NC State, their head coach not long ago. Ven-Allen Lubin, a transfer from UNC to NC State. Never thought I'd be saying those words. Darrion Williams, NC State as well. Hubert Davis, head coach at UNC. We talked to them yesterday. Henry Vasar from UNC, incoming transfer from Arizona, and Seth Trimble, the senior Ben & Jerry's franchisee entrepreneur / guard for UNC. All of those interviews are up on our YouTube page, 99.9 The Fan, as well as within our 99.9 The Fan app. So if you are interested in any of those conversations, 99.9 The Fan on YouTube or 99.9 The Fan on the app. And matter of fact, download the app, and it actually can kind of direct you to the proper YouTube videos that you're looking for based on the team and the interest in the show that you're interested in. So 99.9 The Fan, download the app. Please leave us a 5-star rating and a positive review in the Google Play or App Store, depending on which your phone works with. Android, go Google Play. iPhone, go App Store. Or you can just go to any of our social media bios, find the link, and follow that. But we've really enjoyed talking with all of these coaches and players. And it does, the reason these events exist is because they do kind of start the storylines of the season. Right? You get to hear somebody like Maliq Brown's eyes light up when he talks about Cameron Boozer. And you go, all right, that true freshman is a real one. And then the same thing happened the day before with Seth Trimble talking about Caleb Wilson, true freshman for UNC. And you recognize that they can be the type of players that might change a program as soon as they walk in the door. Seeing how everybody's reacting to Will Wade and the quote-unquote new NC State is definitely a storyline to watch. Wake Forest, talking with Makai Mason and Trayvon Spillers about, I know they weren't here, like it's not old school basketball where you had guys for 4 or 5 years on the same campus, although Cameron Hildreth they did. The Hunter Salas, Efton Reed, Cameron Hildreth era of Wake Forest, maybe it's because it's in the transfer portal and nobody has like stability year over year. It felt like it took a long time. Felt like those 3 guys were the main characters in Wake for a while, and all 3 of them are gone now. and Juke Harris is stepping up, and Trevon Spillers is stepping up. So they have a few different options there. So the storylines have begun. Now we get to see them out there on the court and see where they go from here.
I'd like to see Steve Forbes and Wake Forest make the NCAA tournament, because I feel like they've just been knocking on the door with that group of guys that you just mentioned. I feel like they've been
when
right
you used
there.
to get 8 teams into the NCAA tournament, they were 9th. Then the ACC gets 4 teams in the NCAA tournament, and they're 5th.
Yeah.
They're going like, come on.
I want to get back to where there's 8.
Yeah, so do I. And so does, trust me, so do they.
Oh, yeah.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Before we move on, pass you on to Overdrive. Tim Donnelly here for Gordon Miller and Miller Lending. If you're like me, when you're in a new city like I am, or a city that you don't live in, boom, you're checking out some real estate, right? Well, I wonder how much that house is worth. Oh, look, is that house for sale? And when you do that, you see the total number and you go, can I afford it? Then you see the interest rates and you go, maybe not. You're not even looking to move. It's just fun to do, at least for me. You might also be looking to move, in which case it's not fun. It's real. Either way, Miller Lending offers something called a no closing cost loan, which allows you to basically afford a little bit more, right? You don't need that cash out of your pocket for closing costs, so you can throw it into a down payment, right? Make it a little bit different for yourself. Basically, not paying closing costs makes everything easier. So call Miller Lending and see if they can do that for you. And if your rate starts with a 7 that you have now, call them now. They might get you a lower monthly payment right away. The number to call, 919-447-3377. Miller Lending is an equal housing lender, NMLS number 250-2146. You can also visit them online at millerlending.com. Thank you to Max back at the studio for keeping us up and running. I did. Thank you to Max back for keeping us up and running. Thank you to Dennis here running the business here with all of the equipment. And thank you to everybody here at the ACC. We'll see you tomorrow outside the Lenovo Center.
Move your sports day forward.
Oh, just when you had one foot into the lifeboat, the Carolina Panthers lured you back to the rocks like a siren in a rough sea with their comeback win. But the question still begs, just like the last home game, are the Panthers prepared to run it back, or will they waste another memory of a victory formation? We know Rico can run, but can the rest of the team?
Get set up. Join Next Up with Paul Ihander. Mornings at 9 on 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports Leader.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Hey, it's Dennis Cox from 99.9 The Fan, from my friends over at Raleigh Weight Loss Center. I've been following the program at Raleigh Weight Loss Center for 9 weeks now, and I've lost 40 pounds. That's right, 40 pounds in 9 weeks, thanks to Raleigh Weight Loss Center. And to put that even more context, that's 13% of my body weight. 13% of my body weight gone in 9 weeks thanks to Raleigh Weight Loss Center. I'm sleeping a whole lot better. My fiance doesn't even notice when I'm sleeping at night because I'm no longer snoring. My resting heart rate is all improved. So many other physical parts about my body just feel so much better thanks to the weight that I've lost at Raleigh Weight Loss Center. And you can get on that journey as well. Set up a free 15-minute phone call by visiting RaleighWeightLossCenter.com or give them a call, 919-897-7506. That's 919-897-7506. Let the folks over at Raleigh Weight Loss Center answer any of the questions and concerns that you have. 919-897-7506, RaleighWeightLossCenter.com. Results may vary.
I'm attorney Brian Ritchie. Workers' comp can be tricky, but my law firm will be on top of all the complicated paperwork and sneaky deadlines so that all of your I's are dotted and T's are crossed. If you've been hurt on the job, I'm on top of it. Contact us at ritchielaw.com.
Broadcasting live from the Lenovo Studios. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Triangle Sports Leader. It's 6 o'clock. Time to shift into overdrive. All highlights, no filler. As we run it back from the Drive with Tim Donnelly.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly here on 99.9 The Fan, joined at ACC Tipoff here in Charlotte by Jon Scheyer, head coach Duke basketball. Coach, first of all, thank you for the time.
Yeah, of course.
Kind of senior year for you. Year 4, like you're the upperclassman. You've officially outlasted, I believe, everybody from your first roster, at least from the main contributors. So what do you think is the biggest difference in you as a coach from year 1 to now?
I think, it's my first time coaching without Tyrese Proctor. But I think the biggest difference is in this time I've been the head coach at Duke, I think so much has changed in terms of the landscape